It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ.
Thank you so much for joining me this evening or morning or afternoon, depends. Just joining us again on this sermon or session on Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Thank you. But before you settle down or before we get fully into this, just take a minute, like the broadcast, share it. I mean, subscribe if you haven't, just before you kind of settle down.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you so much. Share the broadcast. I mean, we have the first 5 minutes to get us into it, okay? Afterwards, right? Fire on.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bravo.
Àyẹ̀sù láìpẹ́.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you very much.
Bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àyẹ̀sù láìpẹ́.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Jíjó ìgbádìí yẹn.
Maiyegun máa wí.
There is a popular saying, there is no way, or should I say, there is no amount of education that you have, right? Or exposure that you have. The moment you decide to defend anything APC, Egbekegbe, you will start sounding like the most foolish person ever. And that's exactly what Isaleko Barack Obama, the Nigeria Minister of Darkness, potholes, and homelessness, Fashola, Ajangbadi Albert Einstein. He was on TV trying to defend Kolu. Baba, a lot of you will be watching and be like, Eshe, na Fashola be this, na him. Deflecting and dodging, not straightforward. And guess what? These are the people that want you to respect them. Don't you have any respect? Is it Fashola that you are talking about like that? How can you be talking about a Wole Soyinka like that? I am talking about people who dance naked in public. But because they have no shame per se, should I say, so entitled that they have no act of responsibility in them. So they are not responsible for anyone. And they are entitled just for everything they desire, including respect. How do you respect people who sound stupid, whether they are young or old? What kind of respect is that? Share this broadcast.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Ayé ìṣúra yìí. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò. Ayé ìṣúra yìí. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Ayé ìṣúra yìí. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ṣúra yìí. Ayé ìṣúra yìí.
Thank you. Again, if you are just joining us, this is live. If you are watching at the right time, but if you are watching a premiere or you are watching a replay, that's different, okay? But I am happy that you made it to the live broadcasts. But do you know where I want us to start from? From Southern Kaduna. In the news, again and again. And this time around, we actually have a video of where 33 people were given mass burial in Zango Katav, in Southern Kaduna. They were killed, slaughtered by the dreaded Fulani terrorists. What could have been their offense? When is the bloodbath and the killings in this part of Nigeria going to end? I saw children, I saw kids slaughtered, butchered. This evening, they have recovered more bodies. Now they are saying the number of people killed they are now over 40 people killed. 40 people killed. For what? We're still talking about what could be the reasons behind all these killings. What exactly do these killers want? And why is Nigeria protecting them? Remember that. Then, just recently, they started showing us evidence of the Chinese nationals in Nigeria who are chasing, rare precious mineral stones or resources across Nigeria, escalating this crisis too. But at the end of the whole thing, it just goes like every other. But this particular one is documented. We'll skip the part where people were being buried in shallow graves, slaughtered, butchered, children, women, men, elderly, young people, all mauled, I mean, like they are like piled up in a ditch in southern Kaduna. Now, listen to this. Some of them now said, if Kaduna that houses the major military formation institutions in Nigeria, I've told you this before, Kaduna can stand for like Pentagon of Nigeria. Shouldn't Pentagon. Where do you, I know that America didn't concentrate all their, security formation in a city, but Nigeria, in Kaduna, you will see every security formation, right? Their highest institution, including military training college. But yet, the Nigerians there have been subjected to endless, ethnic cleansing, put it that way. And in this case too, theirs also have religious coloration. Women, children. They said that the only thing that the Nigerian military, soldiers in that part of Nigeria, Kaduna, the only thing that actually interests them is when a cow is missing. When a cow goes missing, a cow or two, or they steal cows. Every community and communities around that place, every household will be searched. Mass arrests will be made until those communities will come together and contribute money to pay for those cows. The cows' lives matter more than Nigerians' lives. I don't know how that sounds to you, but it is true. Cows' lives matter more than Nigerians' lives. Look at this. They are Nigerians, oh. They are not refugees in their own country. Oh. Arise News gave us this, and the credit goes to them. Just take a listen.
Community in distress. Their loved ones have been killed by terrorists. Human bodies litter the streets, some with deep machete cuts, and many burnt beyond recognition. It's not a pleasant sight to behold. The smell of burnt humans fills the air, and graves are being dug as the living bury their dead. According to eyewitnesses, the terrorists stormed Runji village in their numbers, shooting sporadically and setting houses ablaze with occupants in them. Those who were lucky to escape say the rampaging gunmen operated for over an hour, adding that military intervention came late.
Kill our people, kill our husband. Don't put fire anywhere. We don't know where they come from. They come kill our children with my uncle, father, my sister yesterday.
About 10:30 yesterday night, after a successful wedding of our eldest son, the Fulani just occurred to the village and attacked us. And many souls were killed. About 30 corpses are laying down. Many are injured, are in the hospitals. And we are pleading on the solidarity of the government to come and rescue us. We knew what is happening in this land. We are living peacefully with these Fulanis. And now we became enemies to each other. We don't know what is the cost. And we are looking for the government to come. And one thing that disturbs us, we have military men around, but they can't help us. We want the government to withdraw all the checkpoints out of our Chablan.
There are plenty, more than 200 people's attacks.
Did they bring guns? What did they bring?
They bring guns and shooting us and burn our house. Yes.
What were they saying? Did you hear anything they were saying?
And they said that they will come back again and kill my children and also my wife, brother.
It's a black Sunday for these people as they gather to bury the remains of their loved ones in a mass grave.
Already about 32 people are killed. About 40 houses were burned. There was nobody that came here to help us. So I don't know. All of us were in pains. We are even confused who to complain to again now. Because we have been complaining and there's no any assistance. When the attack was going on, we called the military. I personally called them and informed them. Well,
So
according to them, they said they tried their best. You know, when the attack was going on, I was not there. So I won't say this is what they did. But all what I know, people were killed.
We will not run away from our land. Even if they come tonight after us, we are killed, there will still be some people who will talk, and there will be young who will rise again. Amen. And so we ask that the government of Kaduna State and the government of Federal Republic of Nigeria, they should do the needful. They know what they should do to stop this evil. They know it. I have said it, and let me repeat myself again. If by mistake one cow is killed by any of the community here, the number of military troops that will enter and ransack the community and look for those to arrest because one cow has been killed. And now we have 33 corpses and a young boy of less than 5 years who has been beheaded. What has that young boy done to these evil people?
Several villagers could be seen packing their bags to leave the village. They are scared that the terrorists may return and strike again. The people of Runji village in Zango Kataf local government area feel abandoned by the government. They want the perpetrators brought to book. Nisi.
That's Nigeria. That is Nigeria. And situation like that is actually what people pass through every day in majority part of the middle belt part of Nigeria and some core northern part of Nigeria. They have been abandoned. In these areas, though, there are military checkpoints. And their purpose is actually to what? Stop attacks or respond early enough. But they won't. We all know that that's been the story for 8 years. Tens of thousands of people have been killed, just like that. Children who have done nothing. And it is the same MO, the same mode of operation. The terrorists will come in large numbers. Majority of them with guns, others with machete and other dangerous weapons. And then they will start setting people's homes ablaze in the middle of the night. Right? Burning people in their houses. So those who run out of the houses, in the burning houses, they will be shot and massacred by these terrorists. Like for what exactly? And APC, Ebekebe, want you to feel guilty for speaking up and speaking out because you haven't become a victim yet. You are not one of those 33 people slaughtered and then buried in shallow graves. You are not, and you have the right and ability to speak up right now. And APC and their minions, they are threatening Nigerians, and everybody speaking up. They are calling them enemies of Nigeria who want Nigeria to burn. Hello, who is currently behind this endless massacre of Nigerians, especially the middle belters that we have seen for so long? This southern Kaduna, what do they want? Are they not Nigerians? Do they not deserve the protection of a country that they should be patriotic to? So APC will turn around and blame you because you are telling the world that the government of Nigeria has failed to protect Nigerians. Rather, they are offering amnesty and then money and training for terrorists. In that same country, Nigerians are living in refugee camps for 10 years now. Hello? That is not burning down a country. That is not calling for war. What would you call what happened to those people? Friendly match. They just played a friendly match and then, Abby, because you haven't become a victim yet. But relax. Nigeria has proven to all of us that whether you are APC or you are PDP or you are obedient or you are Gbatomaiti or you are Mekanaiti, it doesn't matter who you belong to, whether you are from the north or you are from the south, whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, or maybe it is your own tribe that you believe that you have a battle of supremacy to fight. Nigeria has proven to all of us that now all of us go collect. See, yesterday's survivors, those who survived yesterday in Nigeria, they are the potential victims of today. Now, all of you who think you have survived today, you are a potential victim of tomorrow. You are only surviving for the next day and for the next day until it gets to your turn. That is what Nigeria has proven to us. And so far, so good, right? Those who probably if somebody was asking me a question and said, Maiyegun, have you ever thought of when you look at the level of bigotry and then, that's this eightful APC and everything about them, right? That have I ever asked myself about those who are Igbos in APC, that how do they feel? And I said, well, I never thought of that. Okay, right? So if you are Igbo or from Igbo land and you are a member of APC, how do you really feel with this your APC, Egbekegbe, and their posture? How do you feel? Okay, maybe we should leave the tribe out of it now, right? You supporting APC, whether you are in Nigeria or not, okay? Now, how do you feel when you look around and you see the ruins that they have brought upon Nigeria? The poverty they are talking about, right? Let me show you something. See, in 5 years, right? The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, right? They said 2 million businesses died in Nigeria. I can tell you, right, that these 2 million businesses that died in Nigeria, that contributed to the current over 45% unemployment rate in Nigeria. Sure, you know that it makes sense, Abi? When 2 million businesses die, people lose their jobs. Abi? So now you have the highest unemployment rate in the world as we speak. Do you know that those who lost their jobs, they are also members of your family? Those who lost their businesses, they are also either related to you or people you know as well. Now, when people find it difficult to actually live right now, there is no special privilege for you with all your love, with your prayer, with your dedication, with everything you have given to APC, because all you see is that people who point all these things out, they hate them. Oh, Maiyegun, that Maiyegun, you never see anything good in APC. How could I see a country descend from unemployment rate of 13.5 million? That jumped to over 80 million people unemployed. How could I look away on that? How could you look away on the fact that when these criminals, so this APCO, when they were telling you that they were going to end terrorism in 3 months, remember, the people living in refugee camps in Nigeria, they said it themselves. 1 million Nigerians are living in refugee camps because of Boko Haram. Do you know that right now, over 10 million Nigerians have been displaced? And they are now living in far land, far places from where they were actually living before APC came to power. Refugee camps. Some are now living outside Nigeria as refugees. How could I look away from that? How can you watching me right now, look away from the fact that they said over 7 million Nigerians or children are out of school? Alarming. Unbelievable, Abi. That's unacceptable. Was unacceptable. Today, over 22 million are now out of school children. 22 million out of school children. How could you look away from that? And then how could you look away from the fact that these guys told you that it is ridiculous to be paying subsidy? And the reason why you are paying subsidy was because some corrupt government officials are they were collaborating with some oil marketers to defraud the government by increasing their number in order to get more money. Corruption. To end all of this, a country that is producing its own oil for nearly 60 years couldn't refine its own products, couldn't refine its own crude oil for use, domestic use. 60 years. Are you with me? So APC, Egbekegbe told you they will build you one refinery every year. If they had fulfilled that promise alone, right? The other promise they made you on electricity, right? That they will generate 10,000 megawatts of electricity every year. They promised you 40,000 megawatt electricity. Today, you are not even asking them. Now, if I point that out, I am the enemy of Nigeria who wants a Nigerian to burn. Do you see your hypocrisy there? Now, all the victims of all these things, right? They are you, they are your people, they are people you know, and they are people that are related to you. So, 8 solid years, they met refineries in Nigeria working at 40% capacity. Today, they are now working at 0% capacity after expending tens of millions of dollars for refurbishment. No new refineries. The old ones are dead. Rather, they decided to go and borrow money, $6.5 billion US from the European Union. Give us this money. We want to build pipeline from the Niger Delta where the oil is. They want to build hundreds of kilometers, 600 or so kilometers out of Nigeria to Niger Republic, where they are going to be able to pump the oil in Niger Delta, and they can now refine the crude oil in Niger Republic. Guess what? To create jobs, let the militants and their guns and their anti-aircraft rocket and everything they always display, the giant ammunitions they display, let's give them a job. Tombolo, you can take a job of 4 billion naira security. Your job is this. Just employ the youth of the Niger Delta to provide security and guide the construction of this pipeline to Niger Republic. Brilliant. And the entire Niger Delta, they kept quiet. They did that. They promised you that. If they had built you each refinery, they promised you. Today, they probably have generated more than 10,000 megawatts of electricity through those refineries. Then, from the blues, Nigeria can't build refineries. Now, Dangote if you build refinery. Nigeria, third largest oil producer in the world, cannot build refineries. They can borrow money, okay, to expend on a moribund refinery. APC did that to you, not me. The consequences of all of that is that you now have inflation, hyperinflation. A bag of rice in 2015 was about 7,500 naira. A bag of rice, 50 kg of rice today is over 35,000 naira. That is hyperinflation. They may tell you inflation in Nigeria is 22%. Does that even make any sense? Inflation means that more money, less goods, Abi. So, does it make any sense that a 7,500 naira bag, 50 kg rice in 2015, 8 years ago, the inflation of 8 years has now tripled and quadrupled it? Hello? Not even after, not when they have already invested 1.4 trillion naira in what they called farmers, something farmers borrowers anchor program. 1.4 trillion naira borrowed from the African Development Bank. Loan, Emefiole gave this money to those they believed they were farmers. Now, the farmers who took the money decided to go to the farm and farm. Guess what? Those who told you they want to end the terrorism in 3 months will end Boko Haram in 3 months. They didn't tell you. They were actually like going to, change Boko Haram, industrialize it, and bring new terrorists in. Now you have Boko Haram, you have a swap 1, a swap 2, you have Fulani terrorists. And all these terrorists, right, they are now operating in northern Nigeria, where most of that loan, anchor borrowers program, that Emefiole took, most of that loan was given to the farmers in northern Nigeria. Guess what? Most of the farms have been taken over by the terrorists. The farmers who were supposed to pay the loan back, stop the importation of rice in Nigeria, crash the food price in Nigeria, they ended up in the hands of the terrorists. Half of this northern part of Nigeria is no longer under Nigeria. Majority of them are now paying taxes to the terrorists in northern Nigeria. All of this, I didn't do them. So when APC failed, right, they said, but why do you have to say it that way? Why can't you just say, let us all come together and pray? I said, that's deceitful. That's a lie. You can't avoid the real issue and then just rub over it and think it's going to go away. It won't. The compound, or should I say, the compilation of all these problems have brought Nigeria to these states. And here we are. Nobody is spared. Whether you are APC, whether you are PDP, whether you are Christian, you will collect. So, and that is why, if you have a chance of speaking out, please do. Are you with me? So, sorry, I don't know. Sometimes there are serious conversations that you shouldn't kind of joke about. Paul Uche, I would take that your comment as probably referring to me that I should go to court. So, that may be a joke, but you won't make another joke, okay? You will not be able to make that anymore. Anyway, this will then take us to the people who have rejected what you will call responsibility and turn around and then blame the victims. It's so easy. Why are you reacting like that? Must you insult them? Don't you have any respect in it? And the rest of all those shenanigans and all that, don't give room to them. Okay? Once you sense that somebody is about to try to play smart on you when you are actually having a serious convo, right? Or trying to like water it down and make a joke of it, trust me, right? You can do without them. They are just a bunch of manipulative, cons. Anyway, this man, from what they did, you know what I mean? From what they did in Adamawa, this man has been served a letter, which is also about to create what you can call constitutional crisis. They say INEC doesn't have any constitutional power to annul election results. Remember this guy whose name is Hudu. He's also a lawyer, Barrister Hudu Yunusa Harry. Is the rec for, that is a resident electoral commissioner for Adamawa. This is the guy who announced Benani as the winner without any result, even when the actual result shows that Benani was losing. Now, Aisha Benani has accepted the victory and he has extended a hand of fellowship to other contestants, right? And all the blah. So INEC now issued this letter saying that he should stay away from INEC Adamawa State. He has been suspended. And the result of the election will now be announced from Abuja. So the man that, those that got beaten yesterday, from the reports, that wasn't this man. In fact, you saw that video where they beat DSS officer, beat another old man that we thought was the wreck. They said it was him. When the DSS officer, as well as the old man in that car that you saw, who happened to be another man entirely, sent from Abuja, is the National INEC commissioner. That one is not Adamawa, but they sent them to go and observe the supplementary election. So when this guy, who had no right to announce any winner, when he decided to act, some believe that he wasn't acting by himself. He walked in with soldiers, with policemen, and other security agencies, agents, right? And then he announced and he said, Aisha Binani of APC had won the election, and therefore she is now the next governor of Adamawa. And when they tried to stop him, so he bolted, and the security he brought, right, descended on that old man you saw in the car that got beaten and naked and bloodied. You get? That man that got beaten. It wasn't even the politicians that beat him. It was his own security men, this guy. So which means he wasn't acting alone. He had all the backing. Because they said he was given 2 billion naira. 2 billion naira. So to make that announcement. And immediately it was done, it disappeared. His whereabouts couldn't be ascertained, even as at now. So what people are now saying is that can INEC nullify, announce the results? You know, all their media in Nigeria, it was like everything was planned. Immediately that man said that, without any announcement, the Nigerian media, online and offline, their headline was, Nigeria elected the first woman. No, they didn't quote any figure. No figure, no nothing. No. So they are now saying, they are now saying that since Benani has been declared winner, so whoever feels like that was done illegally would have to go to court. So what people are now saying is that is the new rigging way. Sure you get. So what will happen is that they will write their results. They will announce it no matter how ridiculous it sounds, and they will tell you to go to court. Here you get. It is just that, unfortunately, like I told you, it doesn't matter what part of the coin, what side of the coin you belong to. Injustice doesn't know anybody. Here you get. Now everybody go collect. And injustice comes in different shapes, size, and forms. So even within the APC, like I asked earlier, when APC was doling out and dishing out propaganda upon propaganda, tribal and ethnic slur against the Igbos, all of you who are Igbos in APC, how do you actually feel? In all honesty, how do you feel? Okay. Do you remember a man called Smart Adeyemi? Smart Tio Smart. The one that was licking the ass of Yeye Bello in Kogi, a supposed educated man, journalist. He was actually a popular journalist in the 90s. Seriously, Smart Adeyemi. But ain't no smart. Majority of them are just looking for what to eat. Remember what I told you about the type of poverty that Nigeria have? Let me explain that to you. Usually, only few people are above the poverty ratio in Nigeria. You see, poverty to so many people is simply defined as a lack. You know, a situation where you lack basic things. Do you get that? Okay, I'm poor. Lack or something. But in Nigeria, yes, we have the poverty of lack. Okay? But there is another poverty. It is poverty of the mind. You see, poverty of the mind is when you see these greedy Nigerians. Put it this way. The first stage of poverty is that in Nigeria, you get born into it. No water, no light, no good school, no good road, no good hospitals, no good food. You know, you have to like just more or less like a fight through life as immediately you take your first breath. Then the survival instinct, the survival mentality in you as a child will begin to build based on the life Nigeria experience. So, like I said, only few will not become so selfish and greedy. And that is why majority of Nigerians today, they are greedy, they are selfish, they are self-centered. Because according to them, it is the battle or the survivor of the fittest, the struggle of what I have seen in my life, the poverty I have seen, any opportunity I see, I must take it. So in this case, a lot of them have built in themselves the poverty mentality, which is mostly the poverty of the mind, which makes them so scared. Even when they have accumulated enough wealth, good or bad, in fact, terribly bad, they just don't want to stop. They are so scared of being poor again. And to survive that, they just have to steal and steal and steal as much as possible. And you know what they are stealing? As they are stealing, Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited, what they are doing is that they are taking away the opportunities that could have actually lifted millions like them or a new generation that won't know poverty rather than them. That's what they are doing. They are stealing from them and they are dipping generation from generation into that further poverty because they are scared of being poor themselves. When you give them public office, they go to churches to do celebration, thanksgiving. Is thanking God that he's been appointed a commissioner. She's been appointed a minister. Why do you think they are thanking God? Because that's a turn. It is a turn. It is his turn. You get that? So everybody takes their own turn without caring. So poverty of the mind. You will see somebody, they will say somebody stole 100 billion naira. 100 billion naira. The community it comes from has no good road, has no drinking water, has no reliable medical facility. They have no real educational facility. The people living there are living in poverty. Old, young are struggling through life. But he wanted to be seen alone as somebody who is successful because he stole their money. Remember? They have to come to him. In this entire community, his house is the most beautiful. It's the biggest. Is the most successful. His children are special children. And to maintain that, he needs to steal more. If you take him out of where he's stealing the money, he won't take that position anymore. He will become a regular guy, struggling like everyone else. To avoid all of that, they become more desperate. Catch 22, they call it. Catch 22. Rat race. Poverty of the mind. That is why even somebody who is suffering from the consequences of this heartless stealing, right? It will tell you that if na you, won't you do it? Let everybody use their own turn. If you get to your own turn, don't do it. Oh. If it is your own turn, don't shake any cock, because they expect you to do it too. Poverty of the mind. And that is what brought about, do you know who you are talking to? Do you know who I am? I say, no, I don't know you. You don't know who I am. Okay, I will show you who I am now. He wants to show you who he is. Instead of him telling you that my name is Maiyegun. But because you haven't acknowledged, you have seen him. You see me. You still don't know who I am. I want to prove it to you that somebody will come and tell you here who I am. Hello? Commissioner. Sorry, are you in the office? Okay. I need the 5 boys. We are currently at a junction in Ojota. Yeah. No, there's a young boy here. There's a young man here. He doesn't know who I am. Well, yeah, exactly. 5 boys. So yeah, after we are done, I will see you later at the golf club tonight. He just want to show you who he is. He can't tell you himself. That would be so insulting. He needs somebody to come and do it for him. Poverty of the mind. And that's what you have everywhere in Nigeria. It is like Ogbawiri asylum. Not until somebody. That's why I told you, I said, a lot of them, they don't hate oppression. They are just waiting for their turn. Some of them are watching me right now, and maybe past or now, they've told themselves, I will show this man when I make it. When I make it in life, I will show this man on our streets. What is he looking forward to? He's looking forward to a time when he would have enough, and he too can phone a commissioner of police and say, come and show this man and tell him who he is talking to. Poverty of the mind. That is what also makes some of them feel so insulted. When they are messing up in public. When they are talking rubbish and, you know what I mean? They are not afraid. I mean, they are not against oppression. Majority of Nigerians are not against corruption. The reason why majority of them kind of speak up and cries out is when they are not the one doing it or benefiting from that corruption. Okay? Only when they become the victim of it, that is when it is wrong. So I was about to tell you about a smart Adeyemi, smart till smart. Following a thug, a criminal, a murderer, Yeye Bello. And he once said, if you remember this, all for what? Just to sustain his own feeding bottle. Sustain whatever his own share of what Nigeria is giving to them. To maintain that, lead a life of I am better than you. Do you know who I am? I am senator. I am governor. I am minister. And they will even kiss the devil, lick the ass of Kolu or anybody just to get what they want. He once said this when the going was good. Kogi, yeah, I haven't started with Saleko Barack Obama. We'll get to his part. Smart till ja, smart till smart. I want stomach smarter.
Let me only tell you, only a foolish man will be thinking that I will have one day have issues with Yaya Dozabelo. I will not have any issue with Yaya Dozabelo, let me tell you. It will never happen. Because when people didn't believe in me, he believed in me. So why will I fight him? I can do anything, I can defend Yaya Bello to any level. Because when people didn't believe, Yaya Bello stood his ground. He said, I believe in smart. So I will not betray him, inshallah. Nothing will happen. We will work together. Whatever is the decision of Yaya Dozabelo, I will stand by it, whether it is good or it's bad. I will stand by it. That's the lesson of my loyalty to him. You know, and I have some people have been talking. Whenever Yaya Dozabelo is leaving office, if he likes, let him bring my worst political enemy as his successor. I will support him. I'm not in a hurry to buy anything. Whoever Yaya Doza bring, we will support the person. So let me tell you that I am a progressive-minded person, and I'm a man of faith. I am a man of faith. I am here by the grace of Almighty God. In what my Muslim brother will say, it is God who brought me here, using Yaya Dozabelo and all of you. So I will continue to give my utmost best to all of you, defend our interests at the national level. There is no interest to defend in Kogi, because Yaya Dozabelo is a just and fair person. Am I right? Am I communicating? Yaya Dozabelo is just and fair. So there's nothing to fight with him. And also is our neighbors, our in-law. How are we going to fight your in-law and your neighbor? Do good. The Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. So please continue to give your support to our government in Kogi State and at the federal level. I want to thank you. We'll begin, not to waste much of time, we'll begin with Kogi West now. Yaba West, so that we can move on. And
it is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian. It is smoke.
Now, fast forward to today. How does smart Adeyemi feel about Yeye Bello? Smart Tioja, Arise News credit as well.
Question so that you can then respond. And then I also want to clarify, because you mentioned that INEC wasn't present, an INEC observer wasn't present, and that the person who was to announce the winner was the chairman of the election panel, which is in this case Governor of Zamfara, Bello Matawale, but he wasn't the one who announced the results. Instead, it was the secretary, Honorable Patrick Maiyegun, that announced. Can you just confirm this and why this was the case? So two things I asked you.
Well, like you know, at the national level, the president of our nation is the leader of APC at the national level. So the state governors are leaders of the party at the state level. And having said this, let me say this. On the day the election was being, the purported result was announced, the governor was rightly seated there with all his key officials. None of us were called upon to be represented because ab initio there was no election. Now, the chairman of the panel, the governor of Zamfara, came in, but he left. Rumor has it that because he was fasting, he wouldn't want to be part of unrighteous criminality, so he took time to leave the scene. Probably came back after, I wouldn't know, but that is the truth, that he was not the one who delivered the result, which is contrary to the provision of the APC constitution. Where a chairman is not available, the secretary is supposed to send another chairman to come and conduct the function of the chairman. But that is not even the issue. The issue is that you cannot put something on nothing. If there was election, this is a different phenomenon of election malpractices that must not stand. If there was election, if I was allowed to vote, I would be happy that at least I voted. There was no voting in my ward. And in every ward, no voting anywhere. What they did was to carry the document to the resident of either the chairman of the party.
Question so that you can then...
Shengbo Wiri. Smart Tioja, smart Tio smart. Atija Atimu Yinoni. If you see these guys behind the scene, Baba Osla, they are mere Oslas. So you see them as governors. And sometimes they want to present themselves as somebody we don't make calm. I'm a state governor. I state governor. Thugs, bunch of never-do-wells. And the position even won't change them. Here you get. Bunch of hustlers. He's talking about election. Shoma Adini. Obayagbon, this is what he's talking about. Oh. And that's how they nominated him too, his name. When Yeye Bello gave him senator. The senatorial slot. And they rigged for him. Here you get. Yeah, they rigged for him against Dino. You don't forget. Inside room is where they conducted 78,000 votes for one person. Inside the room, bedroom of Yeye Bello. That is what a smart Tioja is talking about. A reminder. Watch.
And total number of vote cast amounted to 83,419. It will interest you to know that the 7 candidates that participated in these primaries are the following votes. Honorable Smart Adeyemi had 311 votes. Honorable Sanusi Ohaire had 424 votes. Stephen Ikani Osheni had 552 votes. Shuaibu Abubakar Audu had 763 votes. Abubakar Yahaya Ashimugu had 1,159 votes. Salami Momodu Zigi had 1,506 votes. and Ahmed Usman Ododo had 78,704 votes. Wow. Meaning that Ahmed Usman Ododo had the majority of lawful votes in these governorship primary elections that took place yesterday. Against this background, therefore, by the powers conferred on the committee by virtue of Article 19 of the APC guidelines for the nomination of candidates for general elections 2003, I, Honorable Patrick Obayabon, Secretary of the Primary Election Committee for Kogi State, on behalf of the Chairman, His Excellency Governor Bello Matawalle, and members of the committee here present, hereby declare that Ahmed Usman Ododo, having scored the majority of lawful votes cast at the direct primary election conducted on the 14th day of April 2003 in Kogi State, is hereby declared as winner of the APC Kogi State primary election 2023. And the aforesaid Ahmed Usman Ododo is herewith, hereby, and heretofore returned as the duly elected governorship candidate of the APC.
That's Kogi. Now let's come to the heart of tonight's conversation. As we were on Maiyegun's Diary Politico last night, so was Fashola. Fashola Isale Eko, Barack Obama, or Ajangbadi, Albert Einstein. In fact, you can even call him, or in fact, he is the Nigeria Minister of Darkness, potholes, and homelessness. The man that said, because Uruntus, Bantueyos are those in charge of Nigeria. That is why Nigeria has no electricity. Listen, what is power? What is megawatt? It is like putting together your 10 or 100, I better pass my neighbor engine. And you can use that to generate 1 megawatt electricity. Even if you won't clap for me. Because when he said it, right, this is what happened in that hall. It's okay. That was when he became engineer. Fashola, this person go be a very good use for Bokwari when Bokwari become president of Nigeria. So they call him super minister. He's a lawyer. He is also a son, like Festus Otobokeyamo. Now, fraudster Otobokeyamo, that has now changed the SAN, senior advocate of nuisance, senior advocate of a nonsense, or whatever. Some are calling them Sanfili now, or Sand, and the rest. They brought that supposed honorable legal title, senior title, SAN, to ridicule. Fashola became Minister of Power. And for the first time since them born me, Nigeria national grid has never collapsed. And this is not even like a fun or a lie. It's not. The first time that Nigeria national grid collapsed in history was in 1984. The moment Bokwari came on. Well, I was born in 1984, but waiting I know. Waiting baby know. Around that time. So I didn't know. I had to read it in history. Guess who was in charge of Nigeria then? Yeah, exactly. Bokwari Mumadu. Bokwari, the lifeless mannequin inside the asshole rock. the only time in my lifetime that I witnessed the national grid of Nigeria collapsing. It collapsed again. 30 years after Bukwari first collapsed it. And guess who was the minister of power or minister of darkness? Of course, Ajangbadi Albert Einstein. The man that can tell a lot. You know, before now, right? Before now, people don't know that all it takes to be a superstar in Nigeria is just because Nigeria is filled with mediocres, thieves. Here you get. All you have to do is just put 1, 2, 3, 6, 1 here, then amplify it. Red line, blue line, something where they never complete. But the way they will amplify, it's a great city. Eco Atlantic. Okay, what happened in Eco Atlantic? It is a PPP project, federal government and some other private people project. You know, concern Lagos State, other than saying they Lagos State. Hey, have you been to Mushin? Have you been to that same, all this stinking, dirty Lagos? We didn't know that. I mean, I they thank my generation. I don't say easy, especially all of you where they 50 and above. The last time I said something like that, some of you took it personal. Hey, Maiyegun, I am 50 years old. I am 55 years old, and I don't condemn the young people. In fact, I believe in them. I support them. But Mama, it not be everything you got to take personal. You know who I'm talking to. Once we put everything like, if you are already with us, even though you are in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s, and right now you are giving us every support. I say, yes, my son, continue. So you get, that's what we want you to do. Okay, but you also know that today, one of the things they are accusing us of is that we don't get respect. Forgetting the fact that we have respect for those who have shown respect to us. We are not dumb. That is what these people who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, who are supporting the status quo, that's what you are not getting. Hello? When you are in our own age, when you were in your 20s, 30s, now only few of you who actually really had interest in knowing things went into researches and all of that to acquire knowledges. Today, my generation and the generation after me, they don't need that your certificate. They don't need that your degree, this or that anymore. And some of you haven't actually realized that yet. You can't lie to us and tell us to keep quiet. Now, it has gotten to a stage whereby some of us are finding it insulting that a lot of you actually have no real sense. You don't even get more sense per se, apart from the age where they your head. Along, I'm being honest, so you get. Like people in their 50s and 60s, usually they will say, shut up, let them finish. Let the elder finish. But we realize that with this our own age, that they started calling jet age being kokon, right? Now, everything we need to know is here. Everything you spent your years, some of you had to travel all over the world to acquire this knowledge. Everything is here now. Here. Now, only those who don't get interest, they use them to take snapshots. They do Instagram, Instagram video, TikTok and all. Even those who are using it for TikTok too. Everything is here. You cannot look at that generation and tell them that they are either impatient, they lack patience, right? When they can see their life blowing away in their right on their face, they are watching you blowing away their life, and you are telling them they have no patience. Now you are adding they have no respect. Respect they kill you, Dano. A lot of you have no respect for us. A lot of you don't think that we know more than what you knew when you are our age. And if, in fact, if you had known what you knew, what we know now, if you knew them then, you probably would have saved us all of this stress. We would probably have been channeling our energy to something more and more, developmental, not detrimental. But when you turn around and you want to throw the card of respect, you want to throw in the card of, you know, get home training, you know, get this or that. And we are looking at you messing up. I mean, messing up. No excuse for it. That moment you have to lose your respect. 100%. Demanding for it actually means that you know you don't deserve it. Respect is earned. You don't demand for it. Today we now know that Lagos is not actually what they told you it is. Well, not today. We've known that before. Good enough, they had the propaganda in place. And that is why they decided suddenly to unleash those they want to try and use to intimidate the young people. They are using the word like, oh, you are fascist. Oh, you are intolerant. Oh, you are a mob. Oh, you lack respect. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to them. Oh, anybody we miss Jan, don't look at them. They don't get sense. Oh, whether they are old men, whether they are the former this or former that. Oh, whether this one is a award-winning here or there. Oh, don't listen to them. All those things are meant to deceive you, to force you into compliance. Fight, push until you frustrate them like you are doing right now. I support it 100%. Don't attack anybody physically. You know, I haven't seen anybody that's been mostly attacked than those who have spoken against the system, the status quo. They will bring this professor, bring that professor, bring that one and that. So they will now dump them on you. You will think they are making sense, but they are not. They are going to struggle. Now, that's another problem. They now know that the younger generation these days, they can actually see through hypocrisy and lies. And that's your useless title, your degree and useless certificate that a lot of you acquired for years. And at the end of the day, now shit all you gave to our generation. Shit all. That's what this older generation gave to us. Exactly. Professor this, professor that, professor to rig election, professors that are rigging elections. Tell me about them. Tell me about police officers that are actually, you know, protecting criminals. Or tell me a country that is harboring terrorists and giving them money. Than Nigeria and the handlers of Nigeria. I am a professor, this and that. Do you know what I did there? In 1979, I fought for the right to Ekoshi danu jare. Ekori bruku sigbo ke ekori bruku danu pẹ̀lú funfun tó wà lórí. You fought for women in 1979. Today they are killing women and children. Under what this guy? Under what these guys? I fought for the right of Ekori busigbo ke Ekoshi. Don't tell us that. Now we are at the mercy of fascists. People will tell us that except you do this, if you don't do this, we are going to kill you. How do you deal with that? Oh, you are saying that all the education is a waste. Yes, your generation education is a waste. Especially those of you who suddenly want to turn around and start putting the touch of morality. You, these people, no get respect. You, this Ekoshidano. Abake Kusigota. Ekori bruku yinsigbo Ekoshidano. Kejari front. Maiyegun don't insult that we will walority, no abi. Let's say shoko day your head. You dey offended, abi, for telling the Olori Bruku Agbalagbas, that have actually contributed to where we are today. So you feel offended, Oma bloni. Please, so Moran when you to spanner than him. If you see any Olori Bruku of them, we say any nonsense. Started to push that respect. Maiyegun don't go there. Do your work. Oh. If the spanner no reach. Or not so, yeah. If the spanner no reach, I can add 2 more people for you. That's what they do. Don't talk like that. Respect. Meanwhile, these elders come to public to lie shamelessly, and they still want to keep respect. Come on. Kolu has dual citizenship in Nigeria. In 2015, Bokwari cancelled diplomatic passports for ex-president, ex-governor, ex-this, ex-that, whoever is not in public office that actually deserves it all. So by 2015, I don't know if Kolu if Tinubu had Nigeria diplomatic passport or the normal passport. I don't know that. Okay. But in 2015, Bokwari cancelled majority, all of them. Which means, and in that same 2015, in October 2015, Kolu was issued a diplomatic passport of Guinea-Conakry. Guinea-Conakry is known as a drug hub, one of the drug hub, a transit hub in West Africa. Connection plus connection shows that Kolu, as a convicted drug heroin trafficker in America, also, and his own team and his group linked to him, they've been to this Gambia and then Equatoria. Sorry, what did they call him again? Guinea-Conakry. That was when we realized that Tinubu is Guinea. Now, the Guinea in this name, I may not be pronouncing it right. Oh, sorry if you are a Guinean. If you are a Guinean and you are watching this broadcast, I will be surprised if you understand English. No, I'm not surprised anyway. Okay. If you are anyway, if you are a Guinean or what have you, I don't know how to pronounce it, but in the passport your country gave to one of the drug dealers who is about to become president of Nigeria, he showed up there, say he is Guinean. Now that's a problem. You remember yesterday I told you, I said there are laws in Nigeria. There are laws about who becomes their president or who goes for public office in Nigeria is very clear. Let me explain. For me right now, because of Flora Shaw and Lord Lugard, I am a Nigerian with that green passport. Not by choice, yo. But Nigerian law says, if I pick up nationality of another country, which means I kind of, you see, I am in the UK right now. They don't born me here. Which means if I become British, now by choice, I collect the passport and the citizenship. I am going to go and swear in front of a flag and then the picture of the king and say I pledge as a British and you know, I've not even been like I haven't thought of that anyway. But again, now that means somebody like me, number one, cannot be president of Nigeria. Taye Mafiton. Nigeria Mafi Bajab, anything. Sure, you get, I can never be president of Nigeria. Out. But you see, this my son, Akinola. Yeah. By law, me so waiting Akin won't come be or waiting I'm just control that. You see, Akinola is my son. In Mama, okay, no. Akinola's okay, well, in Mama is Scottish. Me, I be Jebu. But let's say Koforola, whose mama is Ijebu, and me Ijebu. Now, let's say Koforola was born here. Koforola will be British by birth. Okay? And at the same time, Nigerian. Koforola with a British passport and this or that, right? Kofo can be Nigeria president. That's what they said their law says so. Because Kofo didn't choose to be born in the UK. She didn't choose to even be born in Nigeria. Me, I didn't choose to be born in Nigeria. If to see they ask us, majority of us will be like, no, I didn't choose it. Oh. But that's just a pun intended. It's just a joke. So it simply means, if to say Kolu Tinubu was born in America, in Guinea-Conakry. In Mama and Papa are from Nigeria, but they are living in Guinea. They can't born Kolu in Guinea-Conakry. So Kolu, after in Papa and Mama returned to Nigeria, Kolu decided to be Nigerian and he's in politics, he's been governor, he's been this or that, no issue. So the issue of the president, all he has to say is that, yes, I have citizenship of another place. He denied. He said he didn't. Now, Kolu has committed perjury. The perjury is that Kolu lied under oath.
He went to court and he said, he sworn an affidavit and he said, everything I have submitted in this my presidential application is true. If there's any lie in it, I am liable for it. Jail me 14 years. That's what he said. That's what the law says so. So Kalu denied that he has a citizenship of another country, which is given to him by the government of Guinea-Conakry. Now listen to this. Does that mean Kalu has been traveling all over this place all this while under the citizen or the citizenship of or under the Guinean citizenship? You know, diplomatic passport in the first place, a Guinean, a rich politician with private jets from Nigeria, and under a different nationality. Could that be what Tinubu has been traveling all about since? These were the questions they were asking Isaleko Barack Obama. Alaye, she Tinubu has dual citizenship. Now, so Fashola started Oriental Hotel, that is at the Oshodi terminal, from there to the marina, and the marina to Idumota, from Idumota to when they call you work at night. You are a lawyer, Abi. You are a son, senior advocate of nonsense, Abi. Baba, it's a simple question, no. She call you as dual citizenship. You be the judge. Fashola, she call you as simple question, no. She call you as dual citizenship. Is Kalu a Guinean? Simple question. What does that mean? If Kalu is a Guinean and he denied, what does that mean? Simple question. Senior advocate of Nigeria. You are now kind of feeling like people like this deserve respect. When you know that he's intentionally deflecting, convince me or humor me.
Ministry. Never. And he trusted you.
I believe so.
Okay. Let me see if you can help us out with some information. Why is the man you were his chief of staff, I mean, he has so much of controversy around him. And I'm hoping that you might be able to clear the air. There are controversies about his age, his true age, controversies about his true educational status, controversy about his name. In fact, there are controversies about whether or not he has dual citizenship, controversies about his past life in the United States. Can you clear the air about this man?
I think that makes it the more interesting. And I think those issues have been ventilated sufficiently. You know what the Nigerian people have decided? Those issues don't matter. That's what they have said by this vote. And in making that choice, the only thing I can say to you is that every time it got more difficult, I used to tell people this was his path to success. There was no easy way. There's no easy day for him. The more difficult it gets, then you can be sure it's a sure juice. And I think that for somebody who has faced all of these obstacles, I keep referring to when he was. I remember when he wanted to be governor. You may or may not recall, for 3 days after the primaries, we couldn't find the state party chairman, the returning officer for the election. And Lagos was in suspense for 3 days until they found the returning officer. And that's the Ashwaju story.
But does he really have a dual citizenship?
That's the Ashwaju story now. And, you know, so the more difficult it gets, the more it brings out the best in him. And for me, I think that now that all of these hurdles have been surmounted, maybe there's a divine purpose to it. Maybe perhaps, just perhaps, this is where Nigeria begins to turn in the most positive way forever. Because sometimes this is just what it takes. Because governance is not about sainthood. It is about efficiency. It is about performance. It is about delivery.
So Bola Tinubu is not a saint?
I am not. I doubt that you are.
No, I am not a saint. I mean,
So,
if you're a saint, you should be in heaven by
at
now.
the end of the day, at the end of the day,
for anybody that will be Nigeria's president, issues of character, issue of consistency in the person's life. Why does he have so much controversy? And the third time I'm asking, does he have a dual citizenship?
Character is important. Character is relevant. You know, I tell people, when you read the story about ministry, never.
And he trusted you.
Did you see that? And it was so ridiculously done that I was like, oh, God. Fashola be this. Like, even if you have to lie, I mean, you don't have to. Kilo can kidnap chairman. What you concern kidnap chairman? When Tiffin want to be this, his life history, maybe he has a purpose. You know, his life is not a saint. And I mean, come on. And it is deliberate. Because if you go and watch the full interview, it went on to say that people, the APC, decided, right, to turn their campaign into a tribal, religious, you know, slaw campaign. He said they do that all over the world to preserve the dignity, to preserve self-preservation of the people. That's why APC decided to say the Igbos are enemies of Yoruba because Tinubu want to be president of Nigeria. He supported that. He was like, well, you know, people will react. When people feel like some people are coming to take over their land or take over their space, they will react now. That is your senior Sansand, as somebody just called him. Senior advocate of nuisance. Ogbeni, answer the question. Shekolu get dual citizenship. Abiko need dual citizenship. Lawyer with Nigerian law. Oh yeah, now you will know that even Fashola, well, okay. I'm not going to believe that he doesn't know. I think he knows Nigerian constitution as a lawyer, but in this acting, in this drama, he decided to act and pretend to be a stupid person. You know, a stupid person is somebody who doesn't know anything, but who wants to make it up and try and make something up and all of that. Could you even think or believe it? Fashola is Aleko Barack Obama. Don't answer question. Yeah, listen to him.
You read the story about Abraham Lincoln and how he got the bill that ended slavery passed. If you read the process, you will not take the result. Go and read it. So, but it was about doing a good thing at the time. And I'm not saying anything, so nobody should read innuendos to what I'm saying. But all I'm trying to say is that governance is about getting the results. The process is important.
No matter who the person is.
The process can be important. Let me put it that way. But sometimes the people you impact, and there is a level of integrity beyond which you should never compromise anyway. So those are issues that are settled because they are value issues. Societies are built on them. So I should not be misunderstood. But again, you must understand that we must not be looking for saints. So all of the accusations that have been leveled against him have been either unproven or there was no evidence offered in support of them. But they have run along for a while. I know one of them.
Which is?
So they said that he owned the Oriental Hotel.
Does he?
He doesn't. You know, when that story broke, Dele Alake, his
commissioner
image maker then went to him and said, look, boss, this story is making the rounds. I should go and deny it. He said, no, they're wishing me well. Don't deny it. I was there. And the story has gained a life.
Does he have a stake?
There was no stake. The place was a swamp. The owners of Oriental Hotel, according to the story, were the people who used to own, I think, Golden Crown on Ikorodu Road, and they wanted to relocate. The whole of that Uzumbamba was a refuse dump, including the place where Jim Movia built Civic Center. I was in government when they gave it to him. We used to recover dead bodies there. So it was like, build something there so that we can protect it. And that was how they came along.
So what about the issue of dual citizenship? This is the fourth time I am asking.
Dual citizenship. I know he carries a Nigerian passport. I don't know about dual citizenship. I know he resided abroad when he went on exile. I don't know if they gave him American citizen there. What does that have to do with the results of the election? And wait a minute.
Because my time.
Whilst we are going there, the last time I checked, I think that Nigeria's constitution allows you to have dual citizenship, doesn't it?
As a president, you need to recheck the constitution
in
respect of being a president.
No, it's place of birth. It's place of birth. If you were born to Nigerian parents, I think that I will check that, but I doubt that the Nigerian constitution makes it makes you disentitled if you have dual citizenship, because the constitution allows you to have dual citizenship.
I've not gone into the works and housing, and I'm really running out of time.
Because you are pressing very...
Senior advocate of nuisance, Fashola on TV, asking the president, is the constitution as, same parent too. After dodging four times, then he came back to act like he didn't even have a clue. Now on a lawyer, somebody will now face me and say, Maiyegun, do you know who Fashola is? Do you know that Fashola? Olofo. That's what you are telling yourselves. Tinubu made people, but look around you. Oshun people who got Aregbe, they are around the state bankrupt. There are people they were paying people half salary. Progressives, and progressives. Ade Dancer that came in few months ago is now paying the outstanding. Where is he getting the money from now? For 12 years, APC, the people that Tinubu made, Abi. He made people, if not because he made people. And those of them who actually, even this Fashola, somebody actually said you should call him Fashola, not Fashola. I kind of like calling him Isaleko Barako Bamba, somebody that can talk, but all talk, no action. Just talk. If you put them if they are within their midst where they are doing their ranka day, all this nonsense, Now, the Lagos state has no drinking water. The entire metropolis, the entire state, no drinking water, public water, no drinking water. And people are now complaining that the entire place is actually so smelly now. I'm like, oh, okay. That's the aroma. You have the aroma with it, apart from other things. Abi? So he created thieves that worshipped him because they could be taken care of too. How about those places that he sent people to? Their lives are better. Emma Torai. Here you get. Well, it's up to you. So that is why. But the only thing there is that it's like insulting. Look at Fashola. He didn't know the constitution. And we have a time here, turn here and there, trying to buy time, trying to deflect it. A shame. A shame, Unio. Somebody said go to court. Look at the court. Then you can go court anywhere you want to carry yourself to. Carry yourself to everywhere. Whatever you finish doing with yourselves, I will report it. Because I kind of would love to. You see what I'm doing? This is what I'm doing. This is me telling the truth about the characters that some of you are depending on, hoping they want to change Nigeria. Then once they don't change Nigeria, once Nigeria gets worse and then gets worse and worse and worse, you don't even have the liver to tell them that this is not what you promised us. So how come we are suffering like this now? You told us that Kiniko. I will use them as an example. If they are doing well, now in our life we go to see they are trying, government is trying, they play, they play. So when you finish with yourselves defending the same rogues, I will bring them here and use them as an example why you should stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. You always be the loser. Every time you part with them, for now, they are winning. That's why, when people are attacking themselves and doing all of that, I'm like, well, fair enough. It's in the interest of Kolu anyway. Now you are seeing educated people, they will be sounding like stupid people on TV. Okay? Yeah. Allah.
Elderly people, people that you think that they are old people, they'll be sounding like stupid people. They are not stupid, yo. It's deliberate. That's why somebody told me that my Kolu is not sick the way they are describing it. Oh. Kolu is ogbologbo criminal. Sure you get? If you are an ogbologbo criminal when you are young, you will be ogbontarigi, ogboju, ogbologbo criminal when you get older. You don't understand. They say foolish people also get old. When you see somebody who is foolish, it doesn't mean that they're going to die young. Foolish people don't always die young. They grow old too. So when somebody where they foolish, stupid when they young, can't grow older, still stupid. You go now say, I cannot say he's stupid because he's now older. You say stupid old man, or stupid old woman, or foolish old woman. Just say it. Because foolish people also grow old. So is criminals too. Criminals also grow old. Kolu from Ogbontari, Ogbologbo to Ogbontari, Ogboju, Ogbologbole. And in this case, some people believe that he's just acting. You won't see him. They'll be hiding him. Some people believe that too. That he will walk in when it is very close to the inauguration, so that it will be the talk of the town. His image and his video, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, will just be like, hey, I thought they said he's dead. I thought these people, look at how he's walking. Ah, look at his face, he's looking fresh. Ah, look at the way he's carrying his body. He's no longer walking like italic anymore. You know, Tinubu walk like italic. You know? Italic, you know those ones, like that. That's how Tinubu walk. So everything, they'll say, I know, see, he's walking straight. Like people will be like, hey, ho. Then the moment they manage to smuggle him into the old rock, swallow him in and all of that, it will disappear again. From that moment on. Some said that he hasn't even come in. Everywhere. You will see faction in everything, including that your Alabaru Association of Nigeria. You'll be wondering, why is Alabaru Association of Nigeria having faction? Because Kolu will not give room to anything. Now, you are on a journey to the last. This is it's like the last lap of what is about to happen to Nigeria. They will be the cause of Nomio. So in Abuja, I caught the people who are currently feeling the bite, the pang of Kolu and what is still to come. Labour Party. So NLC, they saw them on the street today. They said they are working a solidarity walk in support of the Labour Party chairman that is currently receiving the fire, the punches, and all of that from Apapa, or whatever. Tinubu APC, Egbekegbe to G. As you are hearing that they are still, Naim, no be him, Naim, no be him. No be only Abuja that they track them now. Across Nigeria, where the structure or no structure, so it's been taken over. And all over Nigeria, they are setting up a factional Labour Party group. So you are not going to have a 2 chairmen, 2 chairwomen, I do this or that, excos everywhere. And they are funding them. All of these are just the tip of the iceberg. And like everybody else knows, it is just the job for the boys. Now take a look at this. This happened to be one of the efforts that they made in ensuring that all Labour Party candidates in your 2023 election, to make sure that majority of them never made it to the INEC. So when all of you were asking, she Labour Party no get candidate here, but this is Arabambi. Arabambi demanding ₦1 million. ₦1 million from all the candidates. 1 million naira. To send out to him so that he can effect their letter to INEC as a party that sponsored them for election. All of these were behind. You may not have seen them before, okay? And yeah. So within the Labour Party, the money is working. They've become the threat. A lot of people are asking, where is PDP? Shouldn't PDP be the major opposition right now? They came second. But the level at which they are going after this will be and the obedience kind of make it look like, why are they so interested in them and they are ignoring Atiku? I don't know. It's a big one. But NLC in Abuja, they saw them today And they are there. Solidarity forever. Where is it?
So, in Africa, in Africa. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Victory, there is victory for us. Victory, there is victory for us. In the struggle for our members, there is victory for us. Forward, forward, ever. Backward, never. In the struggle for our members, there is victory.
Great Nigerian workers. Great. Articulate Nigerian workers. Great. Solidarity
forever.
Solidarity
Forever.
Welcome, Race.
Oh, who be this person? You know, do articulate bagba. Articulate gbogbo. Articulate gbogbo. Articulate gbogbo. I feel like say this one are just solidarity. Soli. Anyway, they actually dropped a speech, if you don't mind. Please listen.
So, in Africa, in Africa, in Africa, Aluta, victory.
Well, thank you, comrades. We are glad to be here at the national headquarters of the Labour Party. It is a courtesy called by the President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, who is an institutional member of the National Executive Labour Party. Felicitate the chairman of Labour Party, LP, LUP, and the Labour Party, the fastest growing party in the globe. And you know, for everything that grows, there will be challenges, both environmental and otherwise. So we're here because the president of NLC has deemed it necessary at this point in time to come and say hello to the party chairman and rub minds with him. But as you know, the president of the largest labour center in Africa cannot move like a thief in the night to other people move. So he has come right at noon in broad daylight, even though most politics are done at midnight. But we workers, that's the difference that Labour Party brings to the table. We do ours openly so that you know where we stand. And it's therefore a big pleasure for us to be here. The President of Congress will have an open discussion and we still go back inside the office and have an executive discussion also. So, Congress Presidents, Nigerian workers,
because that's exactly what will eventually happen when the tribunal kick off. It is still going to get more messier. You are dealing with a cartel leader. You are about to witness Paul Biya, Yoweri Museveni. Who else? So I don't remember all their names again. You are about to witness all these career dictators, tyrants in one. And this will be the person who didn't even carry a gun or cock a gun to take that. All he did was just to take over the institutions, buy them over. Anyone could. It just depends on your ambition. Tinubu's ambition and those behind him and his friends, locally and international. Nigeria is a big catch. You are about to witness what you haven't seen before.
the fight that is before you is going to spread like a terror. And you're going to look back and feel like, or maybe I said, Bukwari is better. I hope you won't probably witness that. Some are saying, in Jesus' name, in the name of God, Almighty, this and that, Kolu will never be sworn in. Guess what? I quickly say amen to that. Even though I am not spared, though, now all of us go collect. You see, that's one thing, how to manage an issue like this. You have to be like, I mean, all their evil that they're going to unleash on Nigeria, whether you are in Nigeria or you're not in Nigeria, you could be a victim anytime. So when you are kind of psychologically or mentally prepare yourself, I don't know, but it seems that you will be able to manage it when it comes your way. That is me. I believe that when I tell you about the danger of what APC represents and how close you are to that danger, I am not spared though. All of us, they inside down. Okay? But it is always good to express this all out there and raise the consciousness of the people who understands who they are. And even when you become their victims, right? There are more people who have known better that are never going to justify them. Because once they don't have any people giving them the blood, I mean the energy to justify their fascism and the rest, even when they bring out all these old men, old women, these ones we tie to, that one we tie to bully you, to blackmail you, use your chance to say the truth when you know the truth. As they say, when you know better, you should do better. Okay? So the man will buy the ticket for Kolu himself, right? He don't tire. See, he doesn't even know why INEC is doing what they are doing. It's unexplainable, and it is actually not an end in itself. It is a mean to an end. Babashir Lawa, the grass cutter.
An image to redeem, no matter how small, because it beats imagination of any sensible, normal human being what INEC has done. They have completely surrendered to brigandage. They have lost conscience, sense of normal conscience. They have lost the sense of normal decorum. They have thrown due process, law and order out of the door. So I don't know what else is remaining for INEC to do to redeem its image. I'm sorry to say this because I was one of those who, over the years, canvassed the view that INEC should be trusted on account of my previous experiences and knowledge of the workings of INEC. But in this election season, they have chosen to throw all caution to the wind. Whatever it is that is driving them, I do not know. But it's something I know, an image they will leave for their children to pay, because it's completely disgraceful. It's as if they have chosen to be enemies of the country. They have chosen to throw the country into anarchy, or if possible, even civil war, by what they have done, by the cavalier manner in which they've gone about their duties to the citizens of the country. So that is my...
What's going on, Christian? What's going on, Christian?
Babashir Lawal is tired. So are many other people who are now realizing that it be like say this war where Kolu waged, even Bokwari coward. The cow Bokwari as well. You won't believe it. And that is why some people are thinking maybe there is actually last thing that Bokwari want to pull to stop Tinubu. That they haven't pulled yet. Because everything that they used to try to stop him within their own APC, alaye tira everybody. I've been told blood money, ni rival ni. They say the cocoa money is so big, so large. The crude oil money, are just aside. So Kalu bought everyone buyable. And here you are. Even Babashir Lawal, who happened to be the former secretary to the government of Nigeria. That's somebody with a high security clearance, if Nigeria had anything called security clearance anyway. Babashir Lawal is like number 3 person in government of Bukwari at the time. See him talking there like, what I have seen. Honestly speaking, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what APC would do to you. Now, the obedient, can't they be like, say they're too stubborn? Coconut head, they call themselves. Because every propaganda they have turned against, on them, just seems not to work or push them away or discourage them. Now they have to gaslight them and bully them. In fact, set them up for attacks. That's the next thing, right, as we speak. And that seems not to also working. It's not working, right? What is today's date? Today is 17th. Now, if today is 17th of April, 2 days, the tribunal will open. I've also discovered that there is no appeal court inside the presidential petition case or inside the presidential petition in Nigerian law. So it simply means the tribunal is going to do their thing. After the tribunal do their thing, 120 days. So within 60 days, they have to go to Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court will now rule. So within that 60 days, Supreme Court will have to give them day of ruling. Here you get. That's when you will now know if Kalu is going to be your president or not. But as we speak, they are about to replay the Lagos card that they played in 1999. Nobody said people didn't rise up to stop the drug dealer from becoming a governor. They did, though. But guess what? It was too late. You know what happened? The people that were supposed to stop him, they've been bribed. Security agents that were supposed to release the information and stop him, they've all been bribed. So they were told to go to court. It was Ganifa Emi that went to court, right? The government agents that investigated the Tinubu and had all this information, they didn't provide that for Ghanaian to go out there and get all those information himself. But do you know something? They started stalling in court. By the time the court is finally going to show up, they're okay, yeah, bring the case. They were just days before Kalu's inauguration as governor, 1999. By the time Ganifa Emi was going to court, Ganifa Emi was no longer suing a criminal, a drug dealer who is about to become governor. He is now fighting a drug dealer governor who has all of the resources to fight and defend himself until they have to force what is called out-of-court settlement. They may never tell you that story. Tinubu was never cleared of anything. Not that this whole thing was never kind of tried in Nigeria. It was tried in Nigeria. Those who said that Tinubu's drug case was never tried in Nigeria, including Festus Otobo Keyamo, they are dishonest and they deserve nobody's respect. Don't respect people like that. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you to respect them, okay? Bullshit them. Give it to them as you should. And hold your respect because they won't earn it. They haven't. They tried to stop Tinubu also because of his falsified certificate. That was the one that made it to their media. Yeah, that's the one that made it to their media. That he gave the wrong, he gave a false primary school and secondary school educational info, which he never went, according to him. Or he went or he just manufactured them. A perjury, he committed 24 years ago. Somebody fought it, too, but the system defended him because he had immunity. So same thing is what they are banking on right now. You go to the tribunal. The tribunal has already wasted about 40 days. Normally, you are supposed to go to the tribunal within 60 days, they say. Oh, sorry, within 30 days, yeah? 28 days, you have to go to the tribunal. Now, the tribunal waited before they even constituted the tribunal. They first waited for weeks. Now, Tinubu himself was dodging those who were serving him the petition. He was dodging them until they have to go back to court again and get another court order that said they could post it to him. Now, the confusion right now is that even though his lawyers have received it, they said they've received the petition and they've responded to the petition as well. Nobody knows where Kalu is. And nobody's going to say where he is. But in 2 days' time, they are going to open the tribunal. 120 days is what they are going to use. They have 120 days to give a verdict.
Now, 120 days is 4 months. So they are going to inaugurate Kolu next month. Maiyegun is not going to happen. I hear that all the time, and I say amen to it. So anyway, yeah, for those of you probably still working on that, this is the 10 most indebted states in Nigeria and how much they owe. Lagos State owes 1.3 trillion naira. No water, no light, no road, no hospital, no schools, and nothing. They actually could cater for the population of Lagos State. Kaduna is the second indebted state in Nigeria with 340 billion. Ogun State is the third with 331 billion. Dakpo. How many times I call you? Dakpo. Oma Shewon. I don't even know if that is even anything that's going to happen. Because, I mean, Dagwa Abiodun, I used to track the debt of Ogun State. Are you with me? Now, 331 billion in 4 years. So, Los Amoso, these are APC, Egbekegbe, and the Ogun State people. When they share that money, you know how much that is? Every person in Ogun State, with the population of about 6 million, right? Divide that with that 331 billion. Everybody in Ogun State, including you watching me right now, the debt that you owe, the one that they call the local debt, 331 billion. Your share is about, your share is about 230,000 naira from the base of Ogun State, from the debt of the entire debt of Nigeria, which is over 60 trillion naira. I'm sorry, over 80 trillion naira debt of Nigeria. Now, when they divide all of that all together, about your share is about 900,000 naira. Whether you are working or you are not working, whether you are living in Nigeria or you are not living in Nigeria, with that green passport, all of us be unique basic because of this APC. Anyway, see more. You have Delta DL. Delta is one of the highest earner of the monthly allocation from Abuja because Delta is oil producing state. They also collect 13% derivation, right? But currently the debt of Delta State is actually over 900 billion naira. Nearly 1 trillion naira, the total debt of the Delta State. Thank you, Okowa. Then in Cross River State, where you have the Olympotic Meri, Abi Peri, the Ojaja Itla, the Calabar Little Itla. See the debt DL. You have rivers too, where Werewike is reigning supreme. Apart from the stolen money that they have said, right? This is local debt. The total debt of River State is also over 1 trillion naira, local and international. Anyway, when you share that among the Riverians, you know what everyone holds there. All of you should bring out your calculator and put the population of your state beside this indebted state. Compare the development in those states. And then, just put that side by side, whatever you think they must have used the money for in your state. Put them side by side and then kind of judge if they in any way relate, in any way correlate, Abi. While you are doing that, Wike, who knows that in another 40 days, he will become ex-governor of River State. And he's invested enough in this Tinubu's presidency and so, and it is ideal to remind them, if you balance in Russia, when you are writing the names of those who are going to get something, don't forget, Baja, sure you remember, my balance, so I no go get work again after May 29. Say, don't worry, Wike, you are welcome. You did well. You see, that's in Baja, that story on Premium Times that Obi won River State. Don't believe them, I don't want you to believe them. Okay? Asiwaju won River State. I did my best for Asiwaju. So, this is the man currently lobbying. Do not share me. Don't let the word share me. We are just a few days away. What is Asiwaju saying? Where is Asiwaju? What is he saying about appointment and all that? I haven't heard anything. You, Baja. All this while they told me you are in France. I'm glad that I saw you online, that you are back. You are discussing sharing formula in National Assembly. That's exactly what interpretation I got from that clip. I saw that image. All in all, they are grouping, and they are grouping on how to further share whatever is left of Nigeria or break the rest of it up. But the only victim, or those who are going to be the victims, are most of you right now here abusing me or criticizing or fighting yourselves on their behalf. One day, you're going to realize that when you stop fighting yourselves, that is actually when we can start, fighting these criminals. For now, let everybody keep getting experience from what Nigeria has to teach you. As they say, or should I pray, may Nigeria not happen to you before you realize that it is a wasted effort, futile, okay? The people, the demons that are hovering over Nigeria, they are not with wings, they are not with rowing eyes, they are not what you think they are. They are not spirit, they are not in whatever other things you make up. They are those who are wearing those designer shoes and babariga, well-starched babariga and all that. Those are the demons. They don't sleep. And until you stop defending any of them, simply because they are from your tribe, or simply because they are from your region, or because you have benefited one time ago when one of them actually helped you to help you get a job. So yeah, you hold them, fine. But defending all what they have done and what they are doing, well, just know that you won't be spared, okay? Just like nobody is spared from the consequences of all of their actions. It's just a reminder. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. Now I'll take calls, okay? Just before I go to bed. And then we'll call it a night. But if you are pretty much still with us, do me a favor. See, let me show you something. I got an information here that I have just 40 more subscribers, and then we're going to cross that mark on YouTube. We're just going to cross 80,000 subscribers. And I think that's possible tonight if you have been following Maiyegun for a while and you haven't actually subscribed. Maybe you should now, if you want to. Just thought I should remind you, everyone. Now, when I get back, we will take calls, okay? And at this point also, you can also like the broadcast. Over 3,000 of us are currently on YouTube. I kind of love that number. Over 2,000 of us. Over 3,000. Over 4,000. That's quite an impressive number. But you can make your presence known by liking that broadcast, okay? As you also go make yourself a cup of tea. Or I will be back. bulaba, you dey speak in tongue, oh, abala, bala, bulaba, you dey speak in tongue. Brother, thank you so much for your patience, right? Julian,
yes,
did you say Julian?
Yes, Julian.
Beautiful,
from
Baba.
Denver, Colorado. This is actually my first time.
I know.
Getting you.
And I'm glad that you did, Baba.
This is my first time. And I'm really shocked that I could get to you.
So that
I'm so happy.
I heard that reaction where you're like, oh my God, but good enough. That wasn't live.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that personally. So yeah, how are you, Baba?
Oh, fine, thank you. I came across you while, on YouTube.
Oh.
And it's so amazing that, for someone to be talking and people will be listening for hours, it shows that you have great talent. Because
thanks, man.
I can't see myself listening to somebody for hours on end without getting tired, without getting bored. So I'll give that to you. And you're being truthful. God bless you. And I also enjoy the way you yab them. That's what makes me laugh. I get entertained when you yab them. Look, I was thinking I know how to abuse until I met you.
Oh.
Man, you know how to give it to them. So kudos for that.
Thanks again.
It makes my day. Even if I'm bored and I hear the way you yab those politicians, I'm happy.
Thanks, man.
I have this thing to say.
Please.
You see, in 1984, when Buhari entered, I was 11. Let me say that. I was 11. I mean, no, he entered 83 December.
83 December,
then 84
January. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So he's been really, really, I don't even know what to say about that guy. And the nation went through hell then. And it seems Nigerians are always forgetful. And you can't even believe, during that time when he was there, they would just go to the market, they do all kinds of things. There was so much lawlessness. So when he wanted to come in 2015, I kept telling people, even my mates, I said, have you guys forgotten how when this guy was in, all the hell he unleashed on Nigerians? They said, no. I said, okay. Nobody even tried to listen to whatever I was, trying to tell them.
It was same everywhere then, I remember. And,
my God.
It was like
and people were trying to Yeah.
Do you know what
people were
somebody
trying
said? Do you know what somebody said? Yeah, somebody said that one of the reasons why these young people should never forgive any old man or woman that is supporting APC and Buhari. You know why? They said these were the people who actually witnessed Buhari that time, right? And they knew who he was and who he is. And they told the young people that they should forget all of that he was the best. Now, look at the young people now. 8 years of their lives have been stolen from them by APC. No responsibility.
It's so... And, history always repeats itself. And I don't know why people tend to forget things. During his time in 84, he changed money. During his time, that's when things started going up. Though in 1983, there was austerity measure. Then I was a little child. I knew austerity measure during the time of Shagari. But when he came in, he felt he could suppress austerity by making market women to sell their things below cost price. You see soldiers going into markets then, telling women, okay, sell this at this social price. You see people just rushing. That's not how things are done. And now he changed the money, the currency in 84. And when he came in again, the second time, he did the same thing. My own is that I try to tell people, have you forgotten? No, sometimes people just tend to overlook things. Oh, no. Or try to deceive themselves. I said, this man is evil. He's an evil man.
And he's also incompetent. See, even if you don't put it as evil, right? He's actually incompetent. Buhari has nothing.
Yes.
Yes. People know that he has nothing to offer. But they are projecting a lot for him, expecting a lot from him. And look at the country.
Oh my God.
Decade wasted. 8 years wasted in the lives of young people.
Oh, my brother, you know what? When I knew he was coming in, I said, no way, I'm not going to take this. I'm leaving this country. So I was telling people, they felt I was joking. I said, look, I packed my wife, my children. We're out. 2016, I said, I can't take this. Then people started saying the result of his leadership. Now, what is the naira? The naira is almost 1,000. I mean, it's almost 1,000 naira to $1.
It is.
How much was it? How much was it at first? Sometimes when people were traveling, the dollar was still 150. 150. As he was about entering, it increased to 200. And now, 700. Do you know that it hurts me so bad that men can't be men any longer in Nigeria. A man can't be a man any longer. People have thrown everything to the wind. Now people beg. People don't like. Look, Nigerians are hardworking men. They don't want to beg.
Yeah.
But now you will be forced to, like, you see people begging, please give me, please help me, this and that. And how much? If you send you can't even send 10,000. By the time you give a Nigerian 10,000, by the time you walk from one post to the next, the money is finished. How much is bread? Bread. Maiyegun bread. When I saw it online, that sliced bread is now 200 naira? How much?
Are you kidding me? 800, 900.
Yes.
Sliced bread, like, you mentioned sliced bread like that.
You
know those bread we buy when you are traveling. When you're traveling from Lagos, so you know those big toll gate bread. No, I get bread.
Oh my God.
Those toll gate bread, they were selling for 150 naira back then. They are selling them for like about 1,000 naira now. You know that? You know that 50 naira noodles, Indomie. I'm still saying this because you should remember them all. When you were in Nigeria, those big pack, 50 naira.
Yes, I remember.
The smaller one, 30 naira. Remember?
Oh my God.
You see that one that is 50 naira was 50 naira is now somewhere around there 250 naira. That same pack. Things have gone beyond.
Oh my God.
But people are kind of coping. That's when they turn to begging instead of pushing back. It's sad though. It's worse.
Well, apart from begging, they do all kinds of things. Now, you know that parents now in Nigeria allow what I see online and what I hear from phone calls. They just allow things that they won't allow their children to do. That they just close their eyes and people just do all kinds of things for money. What I see online is you see all kinds of things. What people do, it's terrible. And talking about this generation thing, like during our time,
yes,
I read Wole Soyinka's book in secondary school. We had our educational system was at the top then. Our English text was so big that, man, you can't even compare it now. But if Wole Soyinka thinks he has monopoly of knowledge and he feels he can deceive people by speaking Queen's English, he's got it all wrong. Nobody has no monopoly of knowledge.
No.
He feels he could just talk to people and convince them. He feels Nigerians are fools. No way.
Or tell them that what do they know. You know,
brilliant minds.
They'll tell you what do you know.
This country is filled. You've forgotten that this country is filled with brilliant minds. Brilliant minds. And I don't know. We just felt that, okay, go talk to these people and just convince them and, oh God,
it's called brainwashing and gaslighting, but it's not working. That's the problem.
I'm really disappointed in that man.
They are calling us intolerant. People who don't tolerate other people's views. You are insulting us. You are calling it intolerant. Anyway, Julian, let me take another calls.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, nice to hear from you.
It's been a pleasure. I hope I'm lucky next time to have you.
Yeah, me too.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, okay.
So that's Julian from Colorado. It's a pleasure when somebody calls for the first time. Hi, hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
The guy from Odebolu.
That Ijebu man. Because I call my son that Ijebu boy. Here we are. Baba, how are you?
Yeah, good. This is my first time of calling in.
Amazing.
And I'm quite lucky today getting in today.
I'm lucky to have you, sir.
Yeah. Your program is very, very interesting.
Thank you.
Each time I listen to it, I'm always fascinated,
Thank you very much.
So, but let's go to the topic. It's just unfortunate that Nigeria has gone to this level, because, sometimes you look at what really happens. Look at the election, you just stand. we thought that this election could have been, at least, we could have got what they call improvement.
Expectedly.
You know, but I was shocked with what I saw, you know, because, are you there?
I am still with you, please. Just
oh
listen.
my God, okay, good. So
Please,
I told you, God.
No,
so we told that this election is going to be perfect, but it wasn't that way. And they will always tell us that this election is the best election so far we've ever seen, you know, we've ever achieved. No, but you ask yourself, why are people saying this? Do you know how many people that have gone to court? Almost 500.
Yes.
Went to court. And you forgot to ask yourself this question. We spent almost 400 billion to conduct this election. And what happened? This election was a charm.
And they are now
look
going
at
to
the
spend,
one in
you know what? They are going to spend more
3 billion
billions now.
3 billion. They are spending
they are
3
going to
billion
spend
now.
even more to fight the unjustly conducted election. What a waste.
Yes, 3 billion. That's what I'm saying. You're going to spend 3 billion.
Wow.
You know, for INEC. Yeah. And you know, you say something. You know, when you say, you make sense of whatever you're saying, because there's something you said, and my wife told me something, and you repeated it immediately. I said it's just as if you guys are working in spirit.
Like I was
ask yourself this question. Yeah, you see a strong Muslim, let's even call Muslim or Christian, supporting a drug baron, and you see people justifying it. Do you understand? Look at, I was just sitting down. I now remember this deputy governor of Lagos State. What was her name? Latifat Okunu during the time of 1990.
Alaja Okunu, yes.
That woman, Alaja Okunu. You know what I thought to myself? I said, before this woman will say she doesn't want Tinubu, you know, Muslims, a strong Muslims, they don't want to do it with anybody that deals with drugs.
Even like Koforola Bokno, who happened to be, you remember Koforola Bokno? She also raised the hand like she would leave Nigeria if Tinubu is elected or chosen, because she knows him very well. People don't have a clue who the man is.
Of course. So we all know these people. We know them. You know, these are people of credibility that has what it takes. I was telling my wife, if you remember this Muslim society, like Latfat,
yes,
you know, Okunu, she's the founder. She's one of the founders. And she's no nonsense woman. And you see people supporting all these things. Do you know how many lives these people have damaged? You understand? They've damaged a lot of lives, and people supporting this kind of a thing. We can't take this. Enough is enough. We need to stand up and speak.
Yes.
Because, you know, these are the mistakes our forefathers were making, because they failed to talk. You understand? And we can't, even with their age now heading to 60, and we're still keeping quiet. Oh, no, we need
No.
Oh, no, we need enough is enough.
I mean, they are actually acting surprised that people are reacting this way. And I'm actually surprised that they are surprised that we are reacting this way. When you, like, insulted the sensitivity of millions of people, and you think you can actually, like, deceive them and tell them that you are all overreacting. That's how Nigeria is. Just move on. Well.
Omo, you know, these guys are playing games. Just like what happened to P2P in UK. You know, I expected, do you know that I in another program, I was challenging Abike Dabiri that I find it difficult to be like that woman. I thought that with her sense of reasoning, she would have come out to say, why will you post my picture with P2P? Lati Bosibo from where to where? And she refused to talk. And she saw my message. You understand? Is that the kind of people we want? And look at what happened before the campaign. After they've taken Muslim ticket, they went and organized and people Agbero, where they put on bishop garments, and they went free. None of the Christian clergies, even the so-called pastors, none of them could even say, what kind of a thing is this?
No.
Or challenge them to court. Can we do that to Muslims? Can you go and put on a Muslim cleric to put on their dress? The whole country will have been ablaze.
and put Peter Obi in their midst, and they say Islamic Organization of Nigeria, all over there, they have endorsed Peter Obi. Wouldn't they start a riot in northern Nigeria? You would think Peter Obi insulted the Prophet Neo. That's what they would turn it into. They would say he insulted Islam by putting fake people to act like Muslims. But they did it, and they said, yeah, what will happen? And they are not fascists, though. Professor Olushoyinka didn't see them as fascists. But, I mean, it's meant to, Baba. Thank you so much. Let me take another one, too, so that we can manage all the short
all right. Yeah, manage it. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
I appreciate that. Oh, he wanted to say something. I hope we'll get another chance, sir. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun, This is Jide from London again.
Jide. That's a Jide from London. Jide, Baba, how are you?
Yeah. I'm blessed, man. Listen, these APC people shock me. Each time I think I will be saying, okay, maybe these people have some kind of conscience, and maybe they just evil. I don't know whether you've heard the latest.
What's the latest?
Do you know there is this man of God from the UK that prophesied? He prophesies into nations, speaks into nations, and everything's been coming on. Do you know the DSS picked him up about 2 weeks ago? Now he's off. I mean, his family, he's pulled out from Nigeria. Today, they have picked up one Bishop Faye Daniels and banked him in Kirikiri. They paid 2 ladies to say that he raped them and picked up the man.
Do you know that it was tonight?
Just because,
Jide,
yeah.
Do you know it was
tonight?
I have seen that story, right? And the first thing that came to my mind was that the guy raised an alarm that some people are calling him, blackmailing him, and asking him for, you know what I mean, or they're going to go public. So something was telling me that it's not hard for Nigeria to put together 1 and 2, especially this APC, and some ladies will show up that he raped them. Go on, please.
No, it's because of his prophecy. He said he didn't hide his mouth. He said, "Listen, I am obedient to the core, and Tinubu is not going to be sworn in. That is so clear to him. The way he knows his name, he knows that, and that guy never misses. He says we should watch everything, even what is happening to him now. He said, listen, that at some point they will come for me, if not kill me or even pick me up. I know that. He's just been prepping his mind. So I think he already knows what is going on. So that tells you how evil, how can people that are supporting this evil APC, they see all these things that is going on. That alone should show them that, listen, they should even go and beg God for forgiveness. Imagine this kind of man should come into government. Killing will just be nothing. Honestly, we will think that Buhari is.
Now, I've said that one before. Now, Jide, see, all they have to do is frame people up, and they will arrest you. And then for them to come and prove what they frame you up for, they won't have any proof. They won't prove anything. The court will just keep you, and they'll be extending and adjourning and adjourning. Exactly. And I don't think they will be able to survive that, though. Because they have to look at people.
Yeah, they can't kill everybody. I want to make a request too. Sure. You know that your Sue song and all that by Shore has lost it too. Go and write this down. I believe Shore he's been compromised. It's just only time. With time he will announce and say he's now a PC. That young man, unfortunately, has lost it. He showed that he does not have the love of Nigeria. He does not have the genuine. Yes.
What would be your request? You don't want me to play that song anymore, at least not for now.
Please, I think everybody's just getting pissed off and all that. He doesn't, because he's no longer relevant. He's no longer relevant. The guy is confused. Imagine saying that that Peter Obi, on Twitter today, he was saying that Peter Obi and all Labour Party, they're into forgery. They forged everything.
How can you say that? You are the same person that was. It's just like you're the same person that was fighting for all the injustice of Nigeria. Now the man is confused. I think for now, let's just pray for him. Let's pray for the brother. Let's pray. I don't know what's happened to him.
I'm also following all of these things, okay? And in all honesty, having putting my own sincerity out there, I am personally concerned for Charade too. But he's an adult. Hang on, he's an adult, okay? He's responsible for all his actions. And he's one person that his position won't change my respect for him. Because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, okay? Everything is still going to come back to the same thing, which is... Yeah, which is that whichever intention of everybody, time will unveil everything. Whether your intention is good, whether your intention is bad, okay? Like you have seen right now, I'm so disappointed in Charade, because right now this is Charade unraveling to somebody like you. This is not the Charade you know. I get that and I respect that, okay? Jide, sorry, please.
So keep on doing what you're doing. We will not. I will not even be surprised. We wake up tomorrow morning. We'll hear that Peter Obi has been arrested too. Because I know that they just want that. I mean, that will give them some orgasm.
That's also a path that no matter how mad they are, Jide. Okay, I know Nigeria is a crazy place. So, are you with me? Right?
Yes.
But they would dare not arrest Peter Obi. Majority, you need to know something, right? The most feared people right now by the Nigerian politicians, whether PDP or APC, are disobedient. They don't know them. They don't know their number.
I know.
They don't know what they are capable of. So Obi, as he is, right? Not that they can't try it, or if they try that, but we may actually be talking about something different, not the election anymore. Trust me. And they know that.
Obi and that, I mean, because the obedient movement is now a worldwide movement. Even some Americans are even joining. There's always one thing or the other happening on Twitter. Yesterday, this guy there's this guy called Gutman, Dr. Gutman. He's doing a fantastic job. He's a lot of because with this Guinea passport thing, they can't. I don't know. I think they're just thinking how they are going to defend that. It's just so hard to defend.
Jide, see, let me tell you something. If we are talking about a real country, by now they should have arrested him. By now, even as number one, Akoko, Jide, he will never actually get to a stage where he's going to be a candidate of his party. No way, right? But let's assume that he pushed it to this stage. By now, people would have started arresting some people. There are some of us don't even know how, to get to know how he did all of this. By now, they would have started arresting some people, showing them up and say they arrested this one, director of that one, somebody who is the secretary here and there. Sure, you get, but it is Nigeria. Okay? He has committed a perjury. Something that should see him in jail. But it is Nigeria. I won't raise up. Trust me.
Yes. Look at the other one in what state was it that ordered for about 17 people to be shot, and he was rigged in. I wouldn't say he was voted in. Was rigged in. These people are just doing things with they're just doing things with impunity. They are so confident. God. Anyway, it is well. Let me leave other people.
There's always this light, kind of gray light in the dark sky, if you ask me. And that is normal. 2 months after election, Baba, let's be honest now. You won't expect the people they said came third to still be this very strong, vibrant, and effective. That the winners are spending millions of money, sending people all over the world to try and help them change the narrative. It has never happened before.
Yeah, propaganda.
You get what I mean?
It has never happened before.
It has never happened before.
And the obedient movement is getting stronger and more vocal and more stronger and more vocal by the day.
That is the light, the little light on that dark cloud.
Yeah.
It is something to hold on to.
Yeah.
Jide?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Baba.
Okay. God bless you, sir. Okay. Bye-bye.
Sorry, guys. In case if you be wondering, like some always say that, okay, like Maiyegun, let him talk now. Don't talk over him. No, it won't be my fault. You may not understand. You see, somebody who is calling in onto the program, there is this whole connection stuff that sometimes they have delayed convo. And when I speak, by the time the broadcast will release it to all of you watching,
it's going to sound like I'm talking over them. Or I'm doing my best to reduce that friction, the way I speak and all that. So please bear with me. It's not that I'm talking over my speakers, okay? It happens. Hello there.
Yeah, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good to talk to you again today.
It's a pleasure, sir. How are you, sir?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, the last caller was talking about Showore. And what you say something about it as well. Showore was somebody we respected a lot. We campaigned for him.
I know.
But what is happening with him now, I don't really know if he was really genuine or not, or Babi tried to fight for his freedom so that he will let him go to America to stay with his family. Nobody know well. We as part that go through a lot anyway, but the way it's going now is not professional at all. As somebody that was fighting for the freedom.
It is concerning. People said that, I mean, if you are not going to face the winner, the next person that should be next should be Atiku, because if Tinubu is disqualified or anything, Atiku should be next, Abi, according to INEC. So if there's anybody to focus on, it shouldn't be the third person. But I get it. I get it. But he's an adult. I don't think any of us can actually speak for him. But go on, sir.
Yeah, one thing you should know, if you read the Bible as a Christian, there is one thing that happened where David said, David saw what delivered it to his hand. But he said, no, I cannot kill an anointed person because you don't kill a king to become a king. With the way Showore is going, he can never become a king. Because to be a president of Nigeria is a king. He can never get to that position because you can never kill a king to become a king. People know this principle, they don't kill kings. Yes, it is. So he should have sense. And if he still put his eye in that presidential position, with the way it's going, he can never get there. So that's just what I want to.
Thank you so much. May I take another one? I mean, Showore is possibly watching himself as well, and he's a fan here. I was going to get him to come on to MaiyegunsDiary Politico, but I just wanted to make sure that the whole election of a thing is no longer in play. But with the level things are going right now, it seems that the cloud is gathering. People are not happy with Showore. Here, hello there.
One
name Osita.
Yeah, it's your brother.
Yes, sir. How are you?
There's something really I really don't want us to be doing in this program, and that's the reason. And I believe a lot of people are concerned the way I am, and that's the reason some of us don't even want to talk about it. Especially in the sense that I come from the East. Other people come from the East and they don't want to talk about this Showore issue. I don't like talking about it so that somebody will not think, because Peter B is from the East and that is the reason I'm talking about it. But I have seen it because the people that is on this your platform, they are united by one voice, and that voice is you.
I believe.
Because you are the leader here, no matter the age, no matter how somebody says, you are the leader.
Well, they call me the GO, the General Overseer, and I don't think it's because of the age. Thank you.
Yeah, I am so happy when you were saying something today. You said 80,000, and I said to my friend that is there, I said, wow, 80,000. But I said, what brought you that 80,000 on a political platform is not because of you come here, you talk to us and talk and talk and talk. No. It is because we see the truth in you, the reality in you, the unbiasedness in you. Neither do you pretend. That is the reason we are attracted to your voice.
Thank you.
Though sometimes it is not everything that you say that all of us we agree on.
No.
But the truth is that because of your personality, we have the mind of accommodating whatever that you bring on the table. And we found out something too. It is not because of you are the only one moderating, but people, you are receptive and you
You learn from people too, because I see the way you pay attention when somebody is talking. These are qualities of great leadership. I am sorry. Omoyele Sowore is somebody, a lot of people know him from far, but I don't think I know him from far because I attended Bobby College. There's a relationship between Bobby College and UNILA those days. If anybody who knows the history of these two schools, we are like the junior high school to UNILA. So what am I trying to say here? The thing I'm trying to say here is, like the two previous scholars, they said, oh, that he said he cannot kill a king to become a king. Quite all right, that is true. It is spiritual. But what we are trying to talk about here is, I know where all these things are coming from. You somehow said something about it. But in leadership, it is the followers that choose whosoever that is going to lead them.
That's right.
You have to work towards it, and it is only when you show that true capacity. I wouldn't lie to you. You see, if you rise up tomorrow and say, oh, something changed your mind, you want to go into politics in Nigeria. A lot of people, if they see you talk twice alone, a lot of people, the numbers will double within 24 hours. That is the way it is being done. You cannot end people's trust by feeling jealousy about the other person. No. You won't. The day I saw Dr. Farotimi, the day I saw him talk about the obedience, that was when I know that this thing has gone beyond, I'm an Igbo man, I'm a Yoruba man, I'm an ethnic man, I'm Ibibio, I'm Hausa man. Because that man is a man who doesn't just talk. That man, whatever he tells you, he digests it before he comes to TV to talk about anything.
That's right.
And that is what I am talking about. So if you're listening, you have a long way to go in politics. But then you will have to learn to serve, to win people's hearts.
That's right.
Being a political activist don't make you a good politician. I will tell you that. I listen to the greatest man that ever came out from Nigeria, and that is Chief Gani Fawemi. Either anybody likes it or not, he is the greatest man that came out of Nigeria. The man, they asked him that question about, are you going into this election because you want to win the election? He said, even if I am not going to win, but I want the people's voice to be heard. He didn't criticize any of those things, but he was being on point, talking about what Nigerians need, what they desire. He even went on to tell the political class, eat the whole money, but give these people the 4 basic amenities, which is the road, the light, the school, and shelter. That was what he was asking for. Because sometimes in life, political activists don't make a good politician. I know. Because they are not bendable politicians. Either we like it or not, both in UK, both in US, there are people who could actually bend. It is not all about me.
Especially you know one thing, Osita, sorry to cut you short there, all right? One thing here is that I believe that I can talk like this the way I'm talking. Everybody will say, oh, I like Maiyegun, he's so real, he's so blunt. Sometimes he said them, I don't like them, but I just know that's Maiyegun, that's who he is. Do you get that? Now, if I choose that I want to go into politics, then I have to be somebody different. I can't be this. I can't be somebody who says, go to hell. Go yoma bloni. I can't be like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Even when I feel like that. But again, I can't really explain it.
Do you know there was a video clip I saw P2B. I asked myself, so this man gets angry at times. Yes, but it doesn't mean that if it's inside or if within his castle.
You remember the one I remember, Osita? You remember the one between him and Dino? He said, Dino, why is he every time all over me? Leave me alone. I was like, see Peter Obi, person where they kill. That's him, angry Peter Obi.
So, you know,
Dino,
there's another one.
Is he always
there's another one.
You know?
Yeah, there was another one he was talking about. There's another one he was talking about, Kolu, if you remember it. The one he was talking about, Kolu, that if you talk, they will say that it's a Miloko. It's my son. It's my son.
Oh,
but the way he said it inside and the way he normally says it outside is not the same. So this is something that you cannot make people choose you. It is only people that will choose you, but you cannot make people choose you. That is something that Showore needs to understand. He needs to understand that detailed, that detailed orientation. That
anyway,
the people
Osita, without having to tell you what to talk because of our time, right? I have been expecting people to actually react on this Fashola statement because I feel embarrassed on that one, no. But I haven't seen anybody say something so far. But I can't tell people what to talk about.
The only thing I can say as regards to that particular Fashola thing. You see, it is only in Nigeria that you ask somebody what's their occupation, they will say politics. I'm a politician. What's his name? Muhammad Buhari tenure is winding up. All of them, they are trying to fix themselves back again to make themselves relevant.
Right.
If not for that reason, why would Fashola come all this while? You didn't even campaign with him, but all this while, why will you start
just
coming
come
on
out
TV
now.
to start talking about?
So it didn't campaign for him.
So what everybody is planning is that, let us keep our job. Let us keep our job. That is just what they are doing.
Even by sounding foolish. Somebody who be lawyer. Who doesn't understand
somebody
the law.
that said it's an SAN. You know, I want to tell you something about this SAN.
Yeah.
You remember my hero forever and ever, Chief Ganifa Emi again.
I remember.
The man said, they were trying to tell the man that, you are not an SAN. He said, why do I need your SAN? When I was in school, I was considered one of the bad students, which is that he doesn't have good grades. But when we came out to practice, all of you were reading my books. That's what you give to your students. You were reading my books for success. So that is what you see in Nigeria. Anybody that, the whole fan that you have in Nigeria, they are all political fans.
It's political
None of them.
Do
you know? Go and ask any of them that you see. I will ask Kiyamo, any day I see Kiyamo, that tell me the indices, the yardstick they use in making you stand. Because to be a stand, there is a reason why you are acknowledged as a stand. The dead cases that you went to the judiciary to bring up in the Supreme Court and set it alive again and win is one of the yardsticks. For Kiyamo, I do not know what he has done because the whole cases that he handled for EFCC,
I know.
He lost
to except one. 22 cases, he lost 21, except one that they had to settle out of court. He didn't even win it. They settled out of court.
He didn't even win it.
Osita, ma take another one. Keyamo, come here. I want to hear it from you too.
Am I here to think that the APC is the best thing to happen to Nigeria? I'll be a fool to say so. Am I here to say that there are no thieves within the APC? I'll be a fool to say so. Will I be here to defend the APC as the purest political party, as the cure all and be all, and the and the cure Elijah we have been looking for? I'll be a fool to say so. No.
Hello there.
Yeah, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
How are you? Emmanuel from London.
Emma, I'm very well.
Emmanuel.
How are you?
How are you? Right. This you talk about this factually. What you gotta understand, some of these Nigerian politicians, it's shocking sometimes when you see them, the way they make their points and the way they try to stand up to talk to people about issues that is concerned, serious issues, and they don't blink, they don't have a shame of it. When you look at this, even Tinubu, I was thinking about him because Tinubu has actually made everybody to start thinking about him. I talked about this Tinubu yesterday. This guy, we shouldn't even be angry about this guy anymore. We also have to congratulate him in one way or the other. This is completely, when you look at this man with the issue that is going on, this is a petty criminal that actually made it big.
Right.
This is a petty criminal that made it big. So in one way or the other, it's a deed of his own. There's nothing different with Tinubu, with those guys who used to work in Oluwole those days, printing fake documents.
The manipulators, the certificate forgers, anything where you want, it no matter.
Exactly. I'm telling you.
And there were successful ones too, Emmanuel. There were actually successful ones. So some people left Nigeria, right? Not because they got visa from America, but because they had to cut this head and that head, and they called themselves successful. So Tinubu is the only person who took his own to presidency. That's a wow.
I'm telling you.
No, that's
Tinubu
a
is a big Tinubu is a big dude. I'm telling you.
Wow.
This man is a clearly a petty criminal who made it to the top. I'm telling you. One way or the other, we should salute him for that. It's not an easy ride. He has done well. If you look at it from that angle, that a petty criminal.
If he is an American, there will be a movie about him. Trust me. And there will be many stories about him that will make so many blockbusters. You mean? Ima?
Exactly. And all these issues, he hasn't been caught. Right. About Showoro, what is happening about Showoro? I can understand. I think Showoro is having a bit of messed up because if Obi wasn't there, he would have had some support from the obedience.
I know.
And I think probably he has not recovered from that issue. All right. But you know what happened in politics? When somebody like that, all those young boys, like you, like everyone, in life, in politics, what leads you throughout your political life is your ideology.
That's right.
And nobody can change your ideology.
No.
Either you're left, you're right, or you center right, or you center left. This is how you're going to live your life until you die. Because that's the ideology that you believe in.
See,
you cannot be right today, tomorrow. This is why Nigerian politics is completely messed up. You can't be right today. The next day you are left. So how does it work?
No idea.
How does it work? This is who you are. When I look at you now, I know you are left, you're center left, and nobody can change that. This is your foundation. Even no matter how somebody tries to indoctrinate you, how would that person change it? Because that's your political conviction. That's where you believe in. So if somebody like Tinubu that you believe that you will expect that will have a political ideology and that ideology shouldn't change. It's come now to start to move left and right. You begin to wonder, man, what were you saying before?
What is wrong?
I love this because of the ideology. Because I loved him because I thought he's an ideological driven man. He's a man with ideology. He's a political. So all turning left and right again doesn't make sense.
I mean, it gets people. It gets this young generation. You know, somebody like him has been a sort of a light. Don't let us deny ourselves that, right? Is one of those who contributed to the consciousness of these young people today. He stood when men were sitting, when men were running. He was among the men that stood. But that's why it's so disappointing for some of these young people today that how could he be attacking their choice? How could he not be able to read the room? Unfortunately, I won't be able to answer that. Maybe I will even drag him here. Show. I'll say, show, come, let's have a show together. So maybe he will come around.
Yeah, let's have a show because there's always the two sides of the story.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's always two sides of the story.
People believe what they see. People can see what Shore is dishing out to them, and they feel like he's deliberately putting their man, which is their choice, on that pedestal. I mean, for what? Do you understand? Like, why? And I understand why people feel the way they feel. And they have right to feel the way they feel. But again, I hope I have a chance of bringing him here soon without people having to come here with dagger. Like, Showore, you Showore. I mean, you know, Ima, Ma, take another call, and let's call it a night before it's too late. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now I have another caller. Meanwhile, if you have been sitting down there with us for so long, over 3,000 of us are still left on YouTube, and only 1,200 of us have actually paid their offerings. Your offering is just to like that video. And my regards to Grandma. I got your message earlier. Meanwhile, I have a caller. Sorry for that. Okay, hello there.
Yeah, Maiyegun, this is Fidelis calling from Canada.
Oh, Fidelis, bro. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing very great. First, I would applaud you for a good job that you're doing. As a matter of fact, I think if we decide to rank Christians and top pastors, God will have no other choice than to give you the crown that you spoke the truth in the midst of fire. That's exactly the kind of people we want. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So that people we want. We want more Christians, especially Khan, you know. I'm surprised and so shocked, you know. I'm even ashamed that I know if Jesus was still on earth, he probably would have carried whip and entered the streets, you know. But I don't know what is really happening, you know. They are all just keeping quiet. Sunday, they talk in parables. Nobody is prophesizing nothing, you know. I think that is enough to show to us now that we are actually deceiving ourselves, you know. The Bible says God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, so shall he reap. You understand? So it's a very simple thing. And many of them don't talk. Everyone is keeping quiet. They are securing themselves, you know. It's not the best, though. Anyway, that's just from one side. As regard to Showore, I think, like you rightly said, he's a little bit overwhelmed as regards to the fact that a lot of supports are going to be, but that itself is now a litmus test. Because really, if you find out that someone with you are fighting for the same cause, and the person seems to be pulling more crowd, is it not good for you now to say, okay, since we are all aiming to get to that promised land, let's work together to make sure that the vehicle carries all of us to that promised land?
That should have been the ideal thing, but, you know?
Yeah, that should be the ideal thing, you know? Yes, you know, in a house where you have like about 5 boys, quarrel can be there, but that is not enough now for you to see that one person is succeeding. Then you wouldn't join that train to say, okay, let me help. And I think that's where he's missing it wrong. Yeah, because his followers and people that believe in him also have this ideology as well. So why don't they just relax and say, look, obedience are pulling it in this end. Rather than us countering them, let's join them, because we all want to see if we can save Nigeria.
You know, there was a time I told people, I said, see, I understand a lot of people believe that whatever they are doing is the right way to go about it. But in my own book, I just believe that something triggered all of us to be what we are today. And that something is the corrupt establishment in Nigeria. Whether you want Biafra, whether you want Yoruba nation, whether you want revolution now, and then recently the obedient, and everybody who has stood up against the unfair, unjust system in Nigeria. They were pushed to that stage by a failed Nigeria. Why should you be fighting yourselves? Like, I would ignore, I will ignore anything negative about Showore simply because opening them up is not going to help anything that other people are standing for. Rather, it's going to help the establishment when you destroy ourselves. But when people who are supposed to know better are doing otherwise, it breaks out. So I know why people are reacting the way they are. Because when Showore come gun blazing after the obedient goes bottle stick wielding after the revolution now. Okay? And the Biafrans, the IPOB also are going after, you know what I mean? Everyone is going after everyone. Who wins? The establishment now. Since you can't agree, they win. But not everybody go get them, Baba. Fidelis.
Yes, so just before I hang up, let's all of us here in this house also know that Showore lost his brother in this struggle. You get it? So a person who has lost someone and at the same time also came out, you know, it's not like keeping quiet, it also came out. Let's not continue to pour the baby and the dirty water aside, you know. Let's just behave more mature to see that, his name is not tempted, because that's exactly what, you know, that's what our enemies want. They want us to fight ourselves and all that. So we really don't want that. Then as regard to Tinubu, I think his case is done deal. I don't know why we are still, the guy is a criminal, he's a drug lord, he has dual citizenship and all that. I don't know why we are, look, the more we keep talking about his issues, it's more like we are giving him credence, which he doesn't deserve. If the law court finally comes up to say they are giving it to Tinubu, like that he said, it's over with democracy. I don't know what we are, there's no need to overflog this issue, because apologies has to be given to every drug person that is placed behind bar in Nigeria. You understand? So it's not a question of overflow, and nothing will happen. All these ones that they keep saying that if the law gives it to Peter Obi, then crisis, nothing is going to happen. I'm telling you, many of them.
Everybody will have to kind of adjust. No, Abi.
They will run and leave the country because they know very well that Peter Obi will chew them, and they know, and we are all behind him. Nothing is happening. No, all this talks. What we should be talking about now is that our military has been infiltrated. We have a lot of Boko Harams there already. How are we going to manage that? That is a big monumental thing that has to be discussed. Yes, so we have. They are in everywhere. They are in all the sectors. So that's a big. In fact, I don't even know how Peter Obi is going to manage, because the same people now who are clamoring, we obedience who are clamoring for Peter Obi, when he goes once, we will now look for how we want to sacrifice him. They did it to Jesus, so it's not today. So we need to see how we're going to manage all that. If it's not working, then let's sink it all and then rebuild another country and let everybody have a pride in the country that they
can call their own. But if the establishment allows it, remember, a lot of people who are distancing themselves from Nigeria are doing so because they know those who made them hate Nigeria, and the people who made them do that, right? They are the same people who are now like about to end democracy in Nigeria if it's not already ended. Okay, so yeah, time will tell. Yeah. I like that. Thank you so much. Let me take one more call and I'll call it.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
Thanks so much, Fidelis.
No problem.
That's Fidelis from Canada. I love speaking to people from Canada. Oh, I love speaking to everybody from everywhere. So I've got another caller. Hello there.
Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Thank you at last. Thank God.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, since April 8th, I've been trying to get you.
February 8th. And here we are, April 17th. Well, that's a good one, sir. I'm glad you made it tonight. It's good to hear from you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Bless you,
first of all, April 8th was my birthday, as I've told you before.
Yes.
Once more, my name is Akinola Puri. And on that day...
By the way, sir. Yeah, go on, sir.
Yes, sir. Despite my mood and the situation I'm going through, sincerely speaking, I thank God. Though they asked me to go for therapy and all those stuff, but you are my therapy. And I thank God that you are there for people and for me, especially me and for other people. Seriously, any day that I didn't hear your message, it's as if I've lost something. Because I got a lot of messages. I got different kinds of vocabulary. I was able to see the picture of Nigeria and the feelings of people, the way they are. And then it's so emotional. And sometimes, like today, I feel like...
sorry to cut you there, sir. That means the aspect where I kind of try to comically present some serious issue when people will be laughing, that's actually a very good inclusion in my programs, is it?
Yeah, it is. But
people smile on your faces where you are sitting down there, no matter what you are going through. You just sit down there and you are listening and you are laughing, and at the same time, that's a good one, yeah? Is it, sir?
Yeah. You have this mixture of making people to be serious. You see, I'm sorry, I don't want to go too long. When I was in secondary school, even when I went to the uni, I happen to be a student that I don't normally copy. I listen attentively to what the teacher or the lecturer is talking about. Then with that, I'll be able to assimilate and be able to get things right. Like your own. It's as if I'm in the classes. I always listen attentively. And if you see most of my comments on your this thing, you'll see this.
I'm all here, so, sir. And I think that's a network problem. And I'm actually just getting into that convo. We will hang on and see if that comes back. before we go. Imagine now somebody who has been trying to get in there since February 8th, and here we are, so lucky to be together, but the network will let us have it, okay? So thank you. Meanwhile, I want to say thank you to all of you who have responded to that my request that take me to 80,000. Let's take the congregation to 80,000. 80,000 means like we are bigger than the Manchester United stadium. I don't know. How many capacity? Or Manchester City? Or Maracana. Maracana is 140,000 or so. No, Maracana is too big. We haven't gotten to that. So thank you to everybody who responded. And now I am just about 5 people to that 80,000. So I'll tell you more about it tomorrow. And on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, something I kind of so much appreciate a lot is the fact that people actually sit down for hours listening to Maiyegun, contributing, and even meeting people. That's some other thing that some of you don't know. People actually meet people on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. People build relationship, they start friendship here. And they will tell you, I met her on MaiyegunsDiary Politico years ago. Comment section. So that's one thing I appreciate about us. And 25 million views and 14 million hours in 3 years. It can only be you, the friends of Maiyegun. So thank you to every one of you. Our time is up. I will see you some other time. And if you are just joining us, remember, the first 5 minutes is called the intro, usually music. Trust me, you can forward it if you are watching a replay. Others actually love to listen to the music too because they dance while they wait for the full juicy part. Thank you to every one of you. I'm going to call it a night, and I'm going to see you some other time. Stay safe, and good night. Odaro.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. MaiyegunDiary Diary Politico. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.